attempt for all Salon people and then paddy them. Sierra Leone Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like Salon discussion, meets the ministers, the President's Hour and the Gladi program, Look Me, I Look You. All this they start soon na www.sierragemedia.org. Now who's tem these?
There was a king, and this king ruled his kingdom. In his kingdom, air was clean. Yari the cat was the favorite pet to the queen. Yari was upset that this common lizard, Potoro, would answer back to the queen. Yari.
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately, most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, sexual abuse, or pedophilia, is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence.
Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible act.
And you mothers, build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their men folks.
But now,
Women are trafficking female children for money.
women are forced to be silenced.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children.
It is barbaric, unacceptable. Let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse, pedophilia, and domestic violence.
Of all the crimes committed against a person, rape is the one that leaves the person feeling very violated. A rape victim is often left with the feeling that a part of them has been torn apart.
To use another person's body and ignore the souls that resides within is one of the most outstandingly shocking crimes that one person can commit against another.
Some men harass and rape their women.
Some men sexually abuse underage girls.
Some men beat and kill their wives.
Any form of sexual assault is unacceptable.
There must be consent before you act.
Being in a relationship is not consent.
If they are not sober, they can't consent.
Flirting is not a consent.
We had sex before is not consent.
Silence. It's not consent.
Only an informed, sober, freely given, ongoing and enthusiastic yes
is consent.
Women should stop dying in silence.
A man does not become a real man by physically dominating a woman. A man becomes a real man by loving, protecting, and respecting the woman.
Real men do not rape or abuse women and children.
Let all real men stand with us. And together, let's say no to child abuse, no to domestic violence, no to all forms of rape, be it spousal rape, intimate partner rape, child sex abuse, statutory rape, date rape, serial rape, and gang rape.
We must rise up against this ugly trend.
Justice for one, justice for all.
All sexual assault must stop, and it must stop now.
Hello, my name is Josephine Kamara. I'm the founder of You Can Do It Foundation. You Can Do It Foundation is a charitable organization based in Sierra Leone, West Africa. You Can Do It Foundation has been in existence for the past 2 years. We have been fighting gender-based violence against women and girls within the community. During the past 2 years, we have been offering psychosocial support, counseling, court fee, medical fee, including school items to the survivors of gender-based violence. However, during the lockdown of COVID-19, report received and confirmed that rape cases among a minor has increased tremendously within our community. Because of this, You Can Do It Foundation has secured the land to build an accommodation for the survivors of rape. However, this may almost become impossible without your generous support. We need your help to build this home for the survivors. Your help could be in cash or in kind. If you wish to join us to make a difference in a child's life, please go to our website, which is www.youcandoitcyf.org, or you can go to our GoFundMe page, which is Home of Hope for the survivors of gender-based, or you can contact us with the details at the end of this video. We thank you greatly for your generous support, and thank you once more for making a difference in a child's life.
I was raped multiple times by my aunt's boyfriend when I was 6.
I was repeatedly raped at the age of 8 by a close family member.
I was raped at 19. I didn't speak openly about it because I was ashamed and afraid that people would judge me.
I was raped at age 5 by my caregiver's husband.
On June 17th, 2020, 5-year-old Khadija Sakho, a beautiful little girl from Freetown, Sierra Leone, was repeatedly raped and strangled to death, allegedly by her own cousin. Her death shocked the nation. But in truth, in this small West African country, 9 out of 10 girls experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. Think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's 90%. My name is Aisha Sasay. I'm a journalist and activist. I'm joining forces with Idris Elba and other activists from across Sierra Leone to support the survivors of sexual violence with the Survivors Solidarity Fund. Please consider donating whatever you can afford. All monies raised will go to 4 local organizations currently providing free medical and legal services to survivors. 5-year-old Khadija lost her life to sexual violence. That same threat remains for millions of others. So this is also a call for you to use your voice, your power, to draw attention to an enduring culture of rape. Together, we must end it now. My name is Aisha Sase. I am Khadija Sako.
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 We are Khadija Sako.
We are all Khadija Sako.
To my friend, she was the brightest at our level, even though she was as innocent as the heaven. That did not stop Papa Abu at age 57 to ask for her hand in marriage as she turns 11. Her parents, being naive about this rage, tolerated this marriage, and this destroyed the hopes and dreams of Kadiatu to live like it in Seattle. Instead, she's been used as a tool by an old school. Kadiatu is being used as a bait by her own mate. My friend is being emotionally tortured by this old culture. Old child marriage, it's on the rampage like disease, eating up the fabric of our girl child image, and it's our duty to cage. Let's diverge. Please be obliged. It is now we emerge from this ancient custom at large.
If not for this dreadful event, Kadiatu could have become president, but now she has been trapped in an old man's residence, like a mosquito in a tent. She is vulnerable, but with her age, she is still able to become that virtuous woman of substance, like Madam Patricia Kaba, Madam Dr. Kadisi Se, Madam Sianyama Kooma, Madam Dr. Sylvia O'Blyden, Madam Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Oh yes, without child marriage, our girl child can still turn into Madam Hillary Clinton, Madam Theresa May. Be it as it may, Madam Condoleezza Rice, let's not be hypnotized, but rather stay wise, for this can only be realized if education is being prioritized and child marriage is being criticized. So please, parents, do not relent, as it is apparent that a girl child can become great if only you patiently wait.
Silverstone Beats. People killing, people dying, children hurting, hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love?
See this life going evil, we all have to give, oh yeah, yeah. Cause all I see is evil, and too much killing of my people, yeah, yeah. So let's bless one another, yeah, yeah. So let's help one another. I sing again, yeah.
What's me, I don't see this kind of thing where they happen. This not for be education opportunity. Now in we need, let we learn for the share, not to all time for big greed.
You see this life, the live, oh. This is where we lose or we know. Stop killing one another. Let's stand together, yeah. Stop playing the hero, looking at each other like we're zero. On the block with a C, money dip and make every day pan pre, yeah.
R.I.P. they took our boys, they take our joy, take our joy. This study time we stop now crime, don't blind but it's like your future.
Stop the stabbing, stop the killing. Let's love one another. Peace.
Where is the I see fire And every day I see you dying every day. Why don't we help each other and pave the way for a better life, a life that we all deserve? Instead of killing each other, why don't we preserve? So you wanna be a bad man, he's gonna be a badder man. You got a big knife, he's gonna get a bigger knife. Our people suffered for years in chains. Now we turn on each other, cut for gains. For the ones that send the youth to kill themselves. You pretend to be a father figure but only care for yourself. You are nothing but the flesh of the devil. You're evil, low life on another level. Think about the mothers and the pain they go through. You don't care for these kids, they mean nothing to you. But karma only knows the boomerang maneuver. One day the Green Reaper will be your remover.
They settle the range, ranting off some sanctimonious food. Is as poetic verses, ruminate a prophecy given to a sentient dude. So I say it's at ease for you to listen and deduce the wisdom that's gonna liberate and galvanize you. Under the sun ain't nothing new, that for black on black crimes and breaking news. Under the sun ain't nothing new.
You gotta stand up for what you believe in. Gotta stand up for what is right. 'Cause if you got me, then I've got you too. Regardless of what you've been through, even when you're feeling new. Do this if we try. There's no time to waste, no time. Together forever, whatever the weather. Us as a unit working together.
See, I did not London, but me heart still at home. God don't lift me up, but me heart still at run. You will never go far if you don't know where you're from. So I don't do it for myself, I'ma do it for the young. Please to my brothers, let's do it for the youngers. Why spend a bag on a jumper? Back where you're from, people dying with hunger. With people then they suffer. You then I argue, they bluff, it's copper. You the game need for change, like we not get soft. Where's the love? Where's the love, yo? Where's the love? I said,
where is the love? Little youth, let's take time. Stop all the knife and the gun crime. Think of the future, paint that picture. Get a youth in the future. Peace gonna rain on me. Peace gonna rain on me. Yeah.
Let's stop the violence and come together. Get rid of knives and guns and bombs, let's be together. With peace and love, golden hopes through storm and weather. See what is going on. Where is love?
Tell me, how do you feel when you see your brothers and sisters lying down the street helplessly? And what will you do if you die today and find yourself in hell?
I want to ask you this. Look inside your eyes and answer me with all the truth. Where you get, whose side the love they?
When I left. Boku man them get nef. If you live by the nef, you go suffer. You know get sense, you know sabi say nef not for butter. Stabbing guys, yeah that's uncool. When it comes to knives, yeah I'm anti. What happened to fighting guys with your hands, G? When you stab a man, it's not one man you stab. Just remember that you stab a whole family.
People killing, people dying, children hurt and hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or you will turn the other cheek. Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. Where is the love? Where is the
Hello, Fambulem. On a good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night, depending on whose partner the world you find yourself. Welcome to Sierra Leone Media. Today, Thursday, the 22nd of April. We're there with Tuna Live for continue the conversations them Usai will be left them yesterday, the day before, and weeks and months we don't pass. And it's exciting this April month because this month, possibly actually next week, mark a year since we begin go back-to-back broadcast online, like every week. And we started it with, just a little talk about COVID that will affect we all and all of them things. Then we demand fit say we get for continue the conversation, discussion, and opinion around issues where they affect we. I just want to clarify that as well. When I say begin go live like regularly, because we've been doing our programs live, pre-recorded, I'll say for years now. Most recently, I'll say since 2015, where we launched the Facebook page, we've been broadcasting from time to time. But Sierra Leone Media has been around for a good number of years. I think it's over 15 years now. So we're there with Tuna, me una present and Ajuma Ba, and I get the team Nayaso with me, Sylvester Tiboy Duba and Femi Pama. Then we'll tell Una do. Femi, I'll start with you today. I want for boycott Tiboy Small. So you always get for prepare. Sierra Leone Media and a Boy Scout business. Be prepared at all times.
All right, Mr. Juma.
Yeah.
Good day. Yeah,
go ahead. Say Adu for two Fambulem, please.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, una welcome, Fambul, una welcome. We also today, we're glad you wanna join me. We hope you wanna enjoy the show today. We hope for share some wonderful story them with una. Courtesy of the man in the red shirt, Mr. Jumaba.
Well, courtesy of we all. And later, waiting make I actually start with you because, when we start the program, they not ask for anybody, then say, where me Femi. So it's like you get a special fan house where they look out for you, one for you voice, one for you face. Now it make us start with you, And so just go to watch the chat group as well. So T-Boy, say hello to Fambulem. They don't catch you now the welcome as well. Then just say Sylvester Dubai. Yes. Go ahead and tell Fambulem Adu T-Boy.
Yeah, I need to catch you. It's either or. No catching.
Well, you don't get choice now. So right now.
I get choice. I pretend I get choice. If they say everything, no catching. If you don't put me on the list, they don't catch me. I need to
take. They catch you there.
No catching.
Ami, thank you so much.
Welcome, viewers, and welcome to yet another exciting show today. Well, sometimes we think it's coincident with the kind of show they put up on our platform, but una remind it. And remember me prediction, they foul is still in a good.
See, boys.
That prediction.
Don't even go there. Not even.
But we can pull saga for that prediction because not only now the figures they will come and the actual
1991.
Imagine not only so. Just the additional more. Say. Mathematicians then think aloud. Femi are the greatest mathematician organ of the group, but that is a bit into the statistics of the mathematics that put together. Instead, it's not the child watch. You say how you put this together? But people like if you understand, say we brains and they think like this. Actually, talk so they think. That's what happens on that day. But yeah, on a very serious note, with the hope and pray that never exists in our society anymore because that is a taboo. When they say taboo, nothing we know how for do anything do if you do it affects you. Definitely not in this time. In memorial. Push and far. With the pray, well, this is the first one. So they pray they God avert all anything in the formulation because really fine for we go back and begin creep from start because we don't jump so many hurdles then. We don't try so many things though. We don't go through so many challenges then. But today's program, now, one of the most significant things we as Sierra Leoneans that we should be concerned about because, yes, if you've committed a crime, you need to be tried and you need to be found guilty either by a judge or jury, then you will suffer the consequences of the crime we commit. But if you've been accused of a crime, just like with the presidency in accusation, we get to find them guilty of any of those accusations, but we have evidences that are strong enough to prove, say, yes, some of those accusations are real. It's so equally so if every single Sierra Leonean forget that kind of amount of justice. If been accused, bring the evidence, and then prosecute, and then either acquit or charge.
Right.
So that is why we're here today.
Well, thank you so much. As T-Boy say, we say today, justice delayed or justice denied. Justice delayed, justice denied. We believe, now that we believe in, and I believe say apply to every Sierra Leonean, not to pick and choose. And we deliberate about this, and I want to make sure I set the record straight. We are not here to discuss the merits of the case. We are here to discuss the issues around justice and the delay in justice for Mr. Mohamed Kamaraimba Mansaray, where people then they call MKM. And MKM now the leader of the ADP party, Alliance Democratic Party. A young man, he go na salon and say they go back and contribute to the political and development process. It was his choice to leave all that he was doing here in the United States and decide for relocate back home, say he want for participate in the process. Again, we not to lawyer them, and I make this again clear before somebody go misunderstand. We are not discussing the case because the case in a court, so we not go comment anything related to the case. However, the issue around justice, we believe say get for be a national discussion and a national concern. We choose Mr. Mohamed Kamaraimba Mansaray, MKM, not so because, he's special, but because his case is high profile. He is a stakeholder in Sierra Leone. And we know there are so many other people them way don't rot behind bars, we don't then don't take them, and don't incarcerate them, but they never had the opportunity to be heard in the court of law. Then send a remand. Since then send a remand, some now they end up die. Some still dead. Some people not even know whether they're alive or not. And most recently, the justice system, the judiciary, the security sector, don't come now the limelight for so many things. Then people are questioning. And it is sad that you see people where they serve, lawyers, barristers, legal practitioners, not even get confidence in the legal system. That is scary for our country. So we want to come and discuss, and we go get for ask we go open the phone line for let you call and give with your contribution, whether you think, say, Mr. Mohamed Kamaraimba Mansaray, they get justice right now, or then they deny justice because of the length of time we take. But before we go there, when we can start this program, we can usually, in the intro, we get a specific music, song we can play. We a combination of Sierra Leoneans and come together and we do that mix day and do their own version of her, what we can call Where Is the Love. I want for let we all take with them and listen, and I'll ask T-Boy and Femi for coming and let me discuss that song there, how it relates to what we talk about today, specifically with Mr. Mohamed Kamaraimba issue, as well as Sierra Leone generally, all the events that we don't take place for the past weeks and months, then leading up to the independence, on Tuesday the 27th. Where's the love? Over to you, Femi, when you're ready with the song, please. And please listen keenly.
People killing, people dying, children hurting, hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love?
See this life when we leave off, we all have to give up, yeah. Cause all I see is evil, and too much killing of my people, yeah. So let's bless one another, yeah.
don't see this kind of thing where they happen. This not for be education opportunity. Now in we need, let we learn for the share, not to all time for big greed.
You see this life, the live, oh. This is where we lose or we know. Stalking in one another. Let's stand together, yeah. Stop playing the hero, looking at each other like a zero. On the block with the sea, money they can make every day pan free, yeah.
R.I.P. They took our boys, they take our joy, take our joy. This study time we stop now crime. Don't blind bodies like your future.
Stop the stabbing, stop the killing. Let's love one another. Peace.
I see fighting every day, I see dying every day. Why don't we help each other and pave the way for a better life, a life that we all deserve? Instead of killing each other, why don't we preserve? So you wanna be a bad man, he's gonna be a badder man. You got a big knife, he's gonna get a bigger knife. Our people suffered for years in chains. Now we turn on each other, cut for gains. For the ones that send the youth to kill themselves, you pretend to be a father figure but only care for yourself. You are nothing but the flesh of the devil. You're evil, low life on another level. Think about the mothers and the pain they go through. You don't care for these kids, they mean nothing to you. But karma only knows the boomerang maneuver. One day the green reaper will be your remover.
This little deranged ranting of some sanctimonious food is as poetic verses, ruminate a prophecy given to a sentient dude. So I say it's as it is for you to listen and deduce the wisdom that's gonna liberate and galvanize you. Under the sun ain't nothing new, that for black on black crimes and breaking news. Under the sun ain't nothing new.
You gotta stand up. Stand up for what you believe in. Gotta stand up. Stand up for what is right. Cause if you got me, then I've got you too. Regardless of what you've been through. Even when you're feeling new. Where is the love? Do this if we try. There's no time to waste, no time. Together forever, whatever the weather. Us as a unit working together.
See, I did not love done, but me heart still not tongue. God don't lift me up, but me heart still not run. You will never go far if you don't know where you're from. So I don't do it for myself, I'ma do it for the young. Plead to my brothers, let's do it for the youngers. Why spend a bag on a jumper? Back where you're from, people dying with hunger. With people then they suffer. You then I yag, you the bluff, it's copper. You the game need for change, like we not get soft. Where's the love? Where's the love, yo? Where's the love? I said,
where is the love? Little youth, let's take time. Stop all the knife and the gun crime. Think of the future, paint that picture. Get a youth in the future. Peace gonna rain on me. Peace gonna rain on me. Yeah.
Let's stop the violence and come together. Get rid of knives and guns and bombs, let's be together. Pray peace and love, golden hope through storm and weather. See what is going on. Where is the love?
Tell me, how do you feel when you see your brothers and sisters lying down the street helplessly? And what will you do if you die today and find yourself in hell?
I want to ask you this. Look inside your eyes and answer me with all the truth. Where you get, whose side the love day?
When I left. Boku man them get nef. If you live by the nef, you go suffer. You know get sense, you know sabi say nef not for butter. Stabbing guys, yeah that's uncool. When it comes to knives, yeah I'm anti. What happened to fighting guys with your hands, G? When you stab a man, it's not one man you stab. Just remember that you stab a whole family.
People killing, people dying, children hurt and hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or you will turn the other cheek. Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. Where is the love? Where is the love?
Well, Fambulem, una don't listen to the song and the music and say, where is the love? You know, people got me questioning. Whenever they listen to this song, I get goosebumps because I put myself in the zone and they listen to the lyrics and see how it relates to Sierra Leone. When I travel, 5-6 hours drive, from state to state, I play this non-stop for remind me as a person. T-Boy, Femi, una actually, when una they do the video and, the whole production for this, I'm sure it was limited to the UK. But look how contemporary it is and how relevant it is, to what they happen today in Sierra Leone. How does this make you feel? Who wants to go first? All right, T-Boy.
He like for pushing about so young Kuyoban, I say they wouldn't take for this until they begin to say T-Boy. Right. This was a challenging project. What make I call them a challenging project? Because at that point in time when this project came about, now from the Moses of Salon Music, DJ Lee to then get a concept to say, well, I want to do this thing. How can we get it together? He called a few people around and then he called me finally and we jump on it. But when you listen to the lyrics, and I feel say all the artists they were in at this song, we do try to do their own version, their own verses, they are all Sierra Leoneans. Yeah. And when you listen to their lyrics, the song specifically they deal with the Black community within the UK. From one side of it, when are the ethnic minority side, when are the Black side, predominantly the African community, wherein there was a lot of knife crimes between young African boys growing up. Specifically ones from Sierra Leone as well. We all lost few, some don't go jail, and some still they perish. So we'll try to see how we can bring them together because the community very small and we know each and every one. Either we sabi them, papa them, or them mama them. Some of them are we don't begin themselves. But as we say, we want to bring them together, like we show them some sense of responsibility, say, you guys have all the opportunities here. Why aren't you taking advantage of it? Instead of they go and stab on ourselves, they cause problem unnecessarily, and they put trauma within the household of our families then. So let's do a song. We get similar kind of concept for share love among the community. So when this concept came to us, we grab it. Well, why not? Let's take it on board and work on it. But when you listen to the lyrics, these are all Sierra Leoneans. And most of the lyrics, the way they write, not just about the way how they feel in London, no. It is an interpretation of the way how they feel back in Salon because most of the people that have been at that particular time, na Salon picking there, na we on picking there.
Right.
So the lyrics the way they write, it gets direct link with the way how Salon people go through a lot of them kind of issues they are so, and now that you find yourself in London, we need to take advantage of the situation. We need to try for do your own thing. Some of them say education is an opportunity. So learn to share. Yeah? Stop killing one another. Together forever, whatever the weather. You know what that means? Together forever, whatever the weather. Because we are in a very complicated weather climate where we get all the 4 seasons then within a day. And this young girl, 16 then, wrote some verses. We say together forever, whatever the weather. So it means we have to stand by each other. Regardless of the situation we find ourselves, we get to stand by each other and support each other. Whether rain can, sun can, winter blow, snow for them, seals come, any kind of thing will happen, we should stand together.
Be each other's keeper.
Yeah, and then the other lyrics then go, I just pick few number where I just said, let's do it for the younger. It means let's come together and do this for the younger generation than we get to see the grow up. Because if we don't set the examples now, then they will not see anything better other than what we show them. So the other one is say people then they suffer. You then they bluff with copper.
Yeah.
That lyrics have so much meaning. You see, sometimes they listen to most of them rap songs there, but when they actually pay attention to the lyrics to them over there they write. Because if we pay attention to the lyrics, they can do so much damage in the mindset of how people think negatively, for twist them around and say, people then they suffer. You then they bluff with copper. It means we people then they suffer, as in Sierra Leoneans then, because if they talk to himself directly, you left them as alone, they are suffering. Life there is not easy. And then you are in London and you walking around with copper, means you're walking around with knife.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know say knife now for butter.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
Never to butter when it comes to what you call nef, I am auntie or uncle or something like that. You know. All right, hold on, let I bring Femi come in. Femi, relates this to what is happening in Sierra Leone. You know, reflecting on these lyrics, the words, the song. How do you feel when your brothers and sisters are lying down on the streets?
So you see, you give T-Boy the easy one. Then me can give me the other one for explain what he mean today.
No, I want to follow we relate them to Sierra Leone.
So first of all, I'll say, you know, thank you, Juma. You know, the song, the original or the saloon version, or it's talking about love. It's talking about love for one another. And as T-Boy say, for me, it was an honor way then call we and say them one we participation in this project. Because not forget to say me and T-Boy, one not to not sabi sing between the two of we, but we've always been around the music scene for time immemorial. So when DJ Little Abdul Wahab say call and say, guys, I need your help for make this project happen, we jumped at it. You know, when he tell me the song and the reason behind it, I was, of course, you know, there's no way I'm not going to be part of this. And I believe, say, all the artists will take part and the same thing. We may get problem after the show because after the recording, because other artists then said we wanted it, but you know, the song couldn't have gone on forever, never, never. As they say, you fuller man. And me mama said I baker them, so we found that we then say nefna for butter.
Butter, yeah.
You know, really and truly. I mean that statement today was meaningful. And as T-Boy said, when they talk a lot about we picking them women they get engaged na the wrong side of the law. You know, and not to the legal part, you get the emotional part, because on say mama, papa of this bobo, sabi mama or papa of the other bobo they. Imagine. Then one they go jail, one they go na mortuary. You know, it was sad. It was sad. We go through. I mean, we still go through craziness in London, but that particular year there was, I don't remember the statistics. I think there was like 14 young boys in South London who said we did. You know, make we do this project. But we fast forward and now a few years to current day Sierra Leone. There are many things happening in Sierra Leone. We don't advocate many things at this platform. Say people don't get love for one another, because if you have love for you comping, but cutting in the way you know what they do, you know. Yes, I believe say knife crime this alone. You know, now they able gun crime, police to shoot people them for land, for mobile phone. You know, we see people and they die inside prison. I won't say unlawfully, but then sometimes the rights were dandy. But still left handy for so I not think the inquiry don't come up about that project date. So we get to find out what's exactly going inside that place one day.
A project?
Well, you know what I mean. Well, for some man something a project too. Because then we get an agenda. Something then we get an agenda and then fulfill the agenda. But we'll not go inside that date. So literally what we talk about today now the lack of love for one another. In this case, even person with or people that with the inside prison are humans, you know. And if you not don't find them guilty of a crime, I believe say keeping them there without giving them the opportunity for go yeri the crime and defend themselves, I think say you safely break the law. So this song talks about for love one another. They ask you where is the love. I believe say if we all na saloon in the saloon community or saloon diaspora, if we remember, we company them, we brother and sister them, we for do right by them. And most of the time, that not they happen.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, Fambulem, again, you see, because we play this song every day, that's why I was deliberate for make clear we bring and come into the fore, and they ask for love. Where is the love? We are celebrating the 60th independence. We don't see so many killings. Yesterday, we saw a video of a lady, you know, sitting there. Okay, let's say she committed a crime. But T-Boy was shocked where the security man, they take the magazine, they load and the gun near somebody where they cry, where freak out. So imagine the psychological thing about that. But anyway, let me go to the program for today. This, look, when I continue for listening to that song there, we asked this question. T-Boy, Mohamed Kamaraimba Mansaray, the leader of the ADP, we know say, you know, the law accuse them, say, you know, involved in some sexual abuse issue, like I say, we're not going to the crime, okay? Or whether he right or not. Then call him, he go, they arrest him, it's been 10 months. 10 months, okay? Now this issue don't happen, so we they back and forth. We don't even hear he say he fell ill, where he need, you know, medical attention, he needs serious treatment, then deny him that opportunity. Is this the justice? Is delaying justice the way to get justice? Is depriving people, you know, the right for be heard and what you call it, is that the way to get justice? And the other question where they ask, if you keep somebody for 10 months, 12 months, then at the end of the day, you find them innocent. What happens to the that time the way you don't lost, where you don't incarcerate them, you don't deprive them of in freedom, you know, the opportunity for justice, and every other thing? What happens?
I mean, doctor.
Yes, to you and the public.
Well, first of all, I see Kamaraimba not as a victim of a sex accusation, but a political prisoner, as far as I'm concerned. Like we say, we know I can't talk about the case now, but I think the injustice that has been practiced towards his human rights is inhumane. So I think, as far as I'm concerned, if somebody don't commit a crime, I don't know what's in the actual part of the Constitution which states how long you arrest somebody for before you try them in court and sentence them if you found them guilty or not. But in the UK, you have blocks of 2 or 3 segments. If you have been charged for a case, before police charge you first, then they make sure they get enough evidence against you, then they charge you. Mm-hmm. They tell you, say, well, they charge you for this crime, and this crime you commit. Then give you time for going to court. If you case that serious, you will be remanded in prison before you go court. If you case no warrants any kind of thing, you will ask for bail. And even when they remand you in prison, then they remand you in prison with an application to a court. Mm-hmm. And justify to the court, say that the prosecution now, we don't believe and trust this man to be released back into the public if we believe say it will create more harm to the people than before even appear court. Mm-hmm. Then the court will look at the situation of the allegations or the kind of recommendation one they request for let this man still be under arrest until he appear in a court. And if the judge realize say there is justification for your request, he will grant it. If you cannot prove to the court for say this man will be at risk to the public if we let him go before he appear court, the judge will let him go and say to now, sorry, I grant you bail for come back, so term. Failing to do that, I want to make you appear in a court twice or in a police station, you go register twice or you go sign twice before you got the case. So they know for say, then they keep track of you.
Correct.
Now, Sierra Leone is a very small country. There's only 2 ways to go out of Sierra Leone: by sea, by road.
No, 3 ways. Yeah.
Well, I know it counts here because here you get to go by sea for you come out of Salon, you fly. So I know it counts here.
You talk about Freetown now.
Well, Freetown, I mean, sorry, they cannot say Sierra Leone.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if Kamaraimba has been accused, fine, no problem. Come court, he appear at court, they say this now we charge you for, fine, no problem. The justice so far, where they not execute towards him, is not satisfactory to many people. You might have your opinion, everybody get their opinion on the case, not the case, but the justice will not administer towards some. I don't think it's fair enough for a senior citizen, another above the law, but at least he demands some amount of question to be asked on behalf of him. If he's not guilty, why can't you just charge him and then take him to court, look the court go find him guilty or not guilty?
Right.
But it brings me back to the question of what we discussed yesterday for with certain professions in Sierra Leone, where I highlight lawyers. The law profession in Sierra Leone is highly questionable because no lawyer will represent Kamaraimba, if he has one, has challenged the court. If they have, I don't see what has been done towards that. So basically, as far as I'm concerned right now, the case still stands. The case still there in the court. Whether it is on remand, I'm not too sure. Whether they don't find I'm guilty or it don't appear, I don't make statement, I don't give it, I don't have a clue, I don't know, and we're not discussing it. All we are saying is, where is the justice? You cannot hold someone, keep someone, lock someone up in a prison cell that is not fit for human beings for 10 months.
Yeah.
And you not charge, and you not take them to court, and you not find them guilty or not. The habituated in a salon law, they will arrest you. If they don't make you sleep in a police cell, then they arrest you Friday night.
Yeah, Friday evening.
No, they say Friday night or Friday evening. Lakira, you just sleep the same Monday.
Yeah.
Then short, no question mark. Then they tell you say all the LUC for release you know they. So it takes an authority to release you, not even for the case where they can arrest you for. Nobody can guarantee, say, I left you for this case because this case not warrant to make you in a police cell. So go come back to my.
According to the laws of Sierra Leone, they will say Mr. XYZ not day.
No day.
Like now Mr. XYZ no more.
The law.
I get the law. Keep an eye book, in pocket.
So that is all I'm saying. What even they say now is the state at which we are in. Kamaraimba for go court. How many times do you adjourn a case like that?
Right.
So the more they adjourn the case, the more you're liable to be in prison. We don't see, it don't happen.
And it's happening.
Of course. We don't see living evidence of that. And 90% of the time, you will walk free. Like somebody they will put in one of the chat groups say, the president say he will keep Kamaraimba in prison until in time done. Eh? Well, now 10 months will be next, so let's keep counting. But if we sit down...
But why are you the president? Well, the president not a lawyer, not to get the law. Why him for decide for keep Kamaraimba in prison?
Now somebody say so.
Well, now they say why? If that person they will...
If the boss... you come and ask the boss, I say, really?
Yeah.
Because I've never had that first time.
You know, the president say that.
Well, so, I say, really?
And the person, your opinion. But but again, it comes to the same thing we'll talk about then this year. So, I call them orders from above. You know, is orders from above part of the laws of Sierra Leone, or waiting? Because Kamaraimba was very vocal. You know, if they talk within the people and they feel. Yes. And it not be only begin talk where these governments come. If you don't begin talk about the government way being the way people they say now being in own political party that they had their own internal party struggles, you know, he left and formed his own party and even undermine them for letting them not win elections. Okay? Well, let's forget about that part there. So now this man don't do, like how you see. Let me ask the Inspector General of Police, the what you call him, the Chief Justice of Sierra Leone. Let me say the Chief Justice, okay, when I know the principal person in the court system. Let me say him fall foul of the law, somebody accuse him of something, because we say no one is above the law, right? Then they decide and take and say, okay, let's go keep in a Paremba road force. The case, the court's too full of case they're not ready for you already, they call you. How would he feel? Let me say one of his family member then decide say logo keep under, then somebody call say, hey, you know what, that Judge David don't mask me too. Una take him pikin, una keep by under for stay, we ready will satisfy with the caller. How he go feel. So you see back also come to that song, Where is the Love? How you they be your brother's keeper? Let me see somebody post something now. So Umaru Haji Jabi say he's charged with a bailable offense. The judge keep denying bail as the prosecutors are arguing that he's a flight risk. Our system is just messed up. Try the man, if guilty, sentence him, if not, let him go. Exactly, that's where we they talk now about now. So if they say the man a flight risk, meaning say he gets nationality or residence in another country, he go run away. But you can still, the man you see in passport, no one travel without passport, one. Secondly, you can put him on the house arrest. Like we said earlier, you ask him to report. And Salon, now one place, the bail conditions, they're so stiff. Right? Bail conditions now, Salon, very stiff. Now that they see somebody commits crime for 100,000, then they tell us, say you bail condition for count 2 O's, then somebody a shorty we get what you call a bond of 5 billion leons.
And they say bail is free.
Then they say bail is free, but it's bail condition, and then I attached to that one day. So how you go tell me say that person they go run away? And the man involuntarily, you know, take himself the police, because it did not just happen, they arrested that same day. It took days, right?
Yeah.
If it had been flight risk, if I don't run away. But then call him, the police call him, he answered his phone, then tell him, say, one for see you, it's okay, this net are not going for come, but I will come so time. He made himself available. He even do radio program. So like we say, we know they talk about the details of the case and all of that. We they talk about the process so far. That man Waka, T-boy, when that policeman may call you, you tell him, say, no, you're not able for kind of money because you want to get in the office, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Promise and say, you go there at around 2 o'clock or whatever time, and you made yourself available to the police. So you exactly, you wait, but I just they say you work a go there. So if you be one for on away, you then give you few hours for take transport for go Guinea.
Now transport, if I fly in Guinea, you ask how you
should. They say, you know, then give you time. You get about 5 hours. You understand? When you for that 5 hours, you don't travel reach Pamala border. Okay, where if you not been flight risk. So I'm just trying to equate that. Kamaraimba had days before he actually appeared. He handed himself over to the police as a law-abiding citizen.
You know, when these things start, initially I thought it was a joke. Until it didn't get out of hand, and I'm looking at it, is this guy still behind bars? And there was the point when he had some serious medical condition that needs to be attended to. Again, that was a struggle. So when we look at the whole idea of the situation right now, we will fall under, I would say, how do we define justice in Sierra Leone? How will they track down most of the incident then when they charge people in for and realize say they are not guilty or guilty? How you going to rely on the justice system for prove you wrong or right? So the justice system, is it specifically designed for certain people, or is it specifically designed for certain people to run through the bad handling things of putting the justice system they bring to the citizens of Sierra Leone? Because sometimes when you look at the way the police handle situations, like Juma Bidi, I last earlier say, we watched a clip last night immediately after our program, and I was screaming. Becoming now, even Fred said for open, certain in broadcast stuff they really put on WhatsApp or then go play what they, because they're afraid. And when I go play and see them making chap people, like, I can't stand blood like I said yesterday. I don't really watch graphic images.
All right, T-Boy, hold on a little bit, yeah? I see someone by the name of JJ. They make some points them, you know, and we will come up on the phone line just now for there we get people in for calling and give them contribution. JJ say he could run away easily. We haven't got a system to prevent him from running. He thought he was going to get away with it, which is why he offered himself or made himself available to the police. JJ continues, say, how about the right of the little girl? JJ, you may be right. You might be correct what you say. But again, what you say, so now assumption, you assume say he go run away. There is no proof say if will be run away. Now when you release the man, they attempt for run away, then now you go say that. Now you don't prejudge and say he go run away, firstly. Secondly, you don't assume why he make himself available to the police. So in conscience go serve him. If he not say what he do was wrong, you understand me? Then he not gonna make himself available if he get the opportunity for run away. But he made himself available. Okay, because not on the first time and they don't arrest him, but not on the first time they don't threaten for arrest him. Okay, so like we say, we're not going to go into the case. You ask how about the right of the little girl. We are not saying anything was wrong with the police arresting him. We are not saying anything was it's wrong for let justice prevail if he's guilty. Waiting we they say now that keeping him for 10 months. Waiting you don't achieve so far. We still don't know whether he's guilty, whether waiting the accuser him for a duam. We still don't know yet whether if let we say waiting the accuser him for correct, the little girl they talk about still not get justice yet. Because they not still find the man guilty. Now, it again, you know, this they undermine the credibility of the case itself because you keeping this gentleman out there and when he's sick, anybody who is sick, now the world will know when a prisoner, you get right for medical treatment. And then not they say you can go for treat you inside. If the medical treatment not available inside, they have to make it available because as a prisoner, you still have rights as a person. Femi, come in quickly, because I see you did not about a few things here. Then we will try to open the phone line.
Hello, Juma.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, they not when you talk about JJ in question because I read them. And I totally agree with JJ. Say, you know, what about the little girl? But as you say, I think you know, the right thing that you say so. The little girl self need justice. Yeah. And if they keep the man in a prison, in no stand trial, the little girl and her family haven't got justice themselves. The case just ends. And I should say the more they keep them, the more evidence they waste, the more people are not going to get the right story. So really and truly, I don't know what's in the reason why they keep delaying this case. I hope say they will bring the case to court and they will try the man front the people who will find them guilty or innocent. You know, if you're guilty, fine, make it go serve the time. If you're innocent, on the left the man make it go. But either way, the justice the Pekin no get justice. And the accused self not get justice. So I don't know who that they win at this point. You know, feel like say anybody get for win this case here so. Right. But again, you know, as T-Boy put on before, a lot of we out there are struggling with some of this information because it look like say, you know, he might be guilty, but it looked like, say, there's a bit of a witch hunt going because he was very, very vocal against this current administration.
Right. All right, I'll let JJ, if you're able for call, we are going to appreciate that very much. Let we can put the phone line out there, and whilst we put time and get ready for phone calls, I will ask T-Boy for coming. By the way, Femi, before you go, look your background, what's in the day?
Yeah, that was deliberate.
Look Femi in background.
that was deliberate. You know.
The law courts.
Yes.
Sometimes they all can get Femi at the how you call them in village. In village where he buy, in island where he buy 9 king show. So Femi get money. Ami, Femi get boku money. You know, I'll let you know that. He get one whole island. So now the law courts now I put for let we see, you know. Call the number +1 614 551 8694. Call and make your contribution. JJ, if you're able for call, we'll go appreciate very much. One for your own contribution. Because, you know, we're getting conversation, yeah, so now for all man, let we, you know, get a conversation for the interest of everyone. And we cite Kamaraimba because now high profile, but there have been so many cases then, you know. And JJ say, you know, if we don't consider the bail condition, have you considered that his bail will have an adverse effect on the girl? It is possible. You know, that can be an argument. But how can you be carrying a case for over 10 months? Even now, the things have got adverse effect on the girl too, where the case not done it. Because if the case be done, then people don't know 10 months. You know, like when people say the evidence, you know, let's type the question, the phone number there. +1 614 551 8694. T-Boy, go ahead with you see what in JJ right. One for your which now your contribution. JJ, if you able to call me, please.
I like JJ in character because he's coming from an angle where every civilized person will come up from, because you want to ask questions and you want to create a real discourse around the issue. So the point that they bring up, they are very valid, extremely valid. But now we don't say no one discuss the case, and we definitely don't want to discuss the case because there are certain issues that we don't raise. We get a lot of question, a lot of question, and not saying that the questions that you wouldn't get now negative questions, they're all positive questions because now some of them question and they don't lead the country to many mishaps in terms of proving certain things that we really are falsifying within Sierra Leone. We've made it official internationally. We've done so.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? Okay, now make us. We have to be mindful of what we're saying because what they say so. This is a very emotional, sentimental, and it gets a lot of stuff them attached to, and we have to be mindful of how we discuss it because many people will find it as a very sensitive topic because we still have outstanding issues of cases them of picking, and we don't go through similar kind of stuff where we still do it. We still haven't heard any justice for those young girls. We still haven't seen nothing that has happened. The case, they don't run up to some kind of level we will not even know who's in there right now. So, now, very sensitive and gray area. And the reason we could bring in some of them discussion also, we for begin able for either stand for something or you stand for nothing. Nobody is condoning rape. Nobody is accepting the fact that girls should be raped. No, it's totally wrong. That girl could have been my sister, my younger daughter, my anything. So it's not within our community for us to accept that. No way, never. I don't care who you are. Brother, sister, papa, uncle, cousin, I don't care who you are. If you found guilty for such crime, you should go down. You should suffer the consequences for that because you don't just rip the life of that young girl, but you've ripped the life of her entire family. Her entire family, because they have to move. People will be picking at them, pointing fingers at them, making all sort of abuses against them. We don't see that don't happen. So let us not take this lightly. But at the same time, if we continue to accept some of them, so we will need to see the justice behind it, then we are condoning what is happening in Sierra Leone.
True.
Indirectly, we are. Because we're never going to see justice. If he is guilty and he has been arrested for 8-10 months without being tried properly, they will pardon him at the end to say, okay, look, we left and let you go. Where is the justice? What's in that beginning get? The beginning will suffer the consequences. The beginning can have kids, headless chicken. And that has happened a lot of times in Sierra Leone. For counter the question, when you marry, they talk, say, what do you mean? I will be direct at some point, but I will stop at some point. I will not go beyond.
Okay, well, hold on there first. No, you want to go, not deviate, left arm. Hold on there first, I beg.
No, look, we go, because let us forget about it and then we'll move on.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Let's just forget about it and move on. Let we go, because at the end of the day, I never forget being flashback of what have you said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's just get on with it.
Yeah.
You remember a couple of months ago, we have our young footballers that were traveling to Senegal, right, Guinea, for represent Salon under 20 or under 16 or under 17, right?
Yes.
Why may they not compete in that particular competition?
The age, Guinea, they say they falsify the age.
Okay, so that's now thing where we officially in Sierra Leone, we commit international crimes like that.
Mm-hmm.
For actually take the kingdom, we're down 25.
They're not 17-year-old.
Now 17-year-old for go represent.
Mm-hmm.
I just make mention to this because somebody they asked in the chat group, is there any forensic evidence?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, we don't want to discuss the case. It's got nothing to do with us. What we try for emphasize on the justice way we feel say every Sierra Leonean forgets. Because that is your right as a Sierra Leonean to be judged and tried properly. If you're found guilty, pay the price, run the jail term. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. So let me see here. Salon Tiagas, they counter JJ. So it's becoming interesting on Facebook. So Salon Tiagas says, he says, so JJ, let me get this right. If I was to report you today to the police that you raped me, astaghfirullah, let me not rape you. Will it be okay if you are locked up without bail? Every citizen is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Yes, the girl might be right, but is there any possibility that she was paid for or forced to make false allegations? Is it possible that MKM is innocent? Is it beyond the characteristics of African government to set up opposition members? So many, that's loaded questions there. And again, somebody all right, let me see here. Salon Tiagas went ahead and made another example, okay? In as much as every case getting your merit, every situation different, so we're not going to say this na apple for apple. We're not going to say, they can't justify the accusations against Mohamed Kamaraimba. That means say he's innocent. No, that is not what we're saying. We believe, say, justice delayed is justice denied. So Salon Tiagas, they make example for support that argument, say, the former mayor was accused of murdering a journalist and locked up for more than 8 months. And then they acquitted and released him.
Now, courts then acquit and release him?
Yes.
So why the courts give you reason why they hold on for 8 months?
I know. So
the lawyer then ask the court any question?
The lawyer then can ask, but again, come back to the same thing. If like yesterday will be the talk when I mentioned about the medical practitioners, if people were held accountable for decisions that they make, you understand? Where they harm somebody, for injury to somebody, for say you as an individual, not just the institution, but you as an individual making that conscious decision for, cause harm to another person. Because holding someone for a long period of time, against the law, then you decide you left arm, you say, no, you go no more. If the person capable for go seek redress somewhere, then possibly then they for minimize some of them senior. Don't you think, guys?
I think is it actually what is happening?
No, but I'm just saying these are all the things that are wrong with our society where make people are not held accountable for their actions. Where I work, all right, or all the places that where me don't work, right? If something happened out of negligence, where they don't show me, say, this now your policies, your procedures, these are the guidelines, these are the protocols. Now this road you for waka. I deviate, I jump line, I go do what me want for do, for satisfy T-boy or Femi. Then that they cause harm to somebody else. Okay? Harm can mean not just physical harm, mental, emotional, and anything. It cause harm to somebody. Not just me institution, but I can be sued as well. Yeah. And I'm sure in countries that we mirror our democracy, our laws with, they do the same thing. You know? So call the number +1 614 551 8694 and make your contribution. We they ask, justice delayed, justice denied, the Mohamed Kamaraimba Mansaray story. People they don't say, some people say a witch hunt, some people say it's a setup. We don't know. You know, these are all assumptions. But again, holding someone for 10 months, back and forth where the person don't gravely ill, he need medical attention. We know for say, was it yesterday someone was saying, oh, the doctor say the student, the medical students, them, if they're sick with the college, they're not supposed to treat them. So imagine now the prison.
Why listen that, you know?
Why listen that? You get possessed.
No, because if doctor never for skip doctor, how doctor go to skip prison?
Yeah, you get possessed something, you know?
Yeah, but okay. Yeah. Now look at this in a very serious way.
Okay. I beg when I type the phone number, JJ need for call. They say one for call. +1 614.
Hold on, you know to Magic Manu.
Okay.
+1 614
551 8694. Call on WhatsApp. JJ, you can call on WhatsApp on that number, okay? And make
it JJ.
Yes. So whilst we get that, let me see here. Let me see. It's been back and forth. Now for the help with their message, they also T-Boy and Femi.
Yes, I am. Are they also go to the
YouTube? Mm-hmm. So what you call Ami say the thing na set up bio uncle where what you call with small with small but them nothing they're not all kind of okay. So then Cap say I wholeheartedly appreciate this medium for premiering this issue that has to do with Kamaraimba because no medium has programmed this in Sierra Leone. In fact, our journalists are afraid to discuss the issue. Well, we're here. We ready for talk about some of them things here because we believe, say, it could be me, myself, it could be T-Boy, it could be Femi, it could be anybody, you know, that can be, you know, can be caught up in such a situation, you know. We say justice for be served. But justice delayed is justice denied. And it will only continue to undermine confidence, you know, in the justice system.
Right.
Something now?
Right, then say, anyway, this it is interesting. What do I laugh about this? How old do you think I look like, Juma, from your perspective?
All right, hold on. I think we don't get a caller. Sorry about that.
Now, I'm calling them on anyway for let you cut me off. That's all.
Hello, caller.
Yes, my family. How do they do?
We they do very well, thank you, Fambul. How yourself they do?
Thank you. Now, JJ.
Okay, JJ. Go ahead, sir.
Anyway, thank you to you guys anyway for bringing discussions like this. Obviously, we all need to learn from things that happen in our country. Right. But you know, in a very complicated matter, like everybody, they try to give their own perspective in different ways. Mm-hmm. But first of all, like, my man will respond to me just now, I forget his name.
Salon Tiagas.
Obviously, he tried to make comparison with the mayor, and that time mistake for the do. I just want to point that out for compare two cases because every case has to be treated individually. Right. Kamaraimba in matter, Kamaraimba a very strong profile person in a salon. Mm-hmm. Kamaraimba obviously in arrest and detention may look to a lot of people like it is political, but it could not have been this case if he had not committed a crime. The evidence is then stuck. Even you read audios the way he sent for that, the initial audio where he pulled, where they try for talk to the PK auntie or whoever it was for try for Damu, this matter did not work. That was a clear evidence in the first place for any layman we don't understand within our evidence. Then they want to put that out there. Secondly, he's been arrested. Now we talk about bail. The reason he is there up till now because we have broken judicial system. This case should have been tried long time and don't finish. You don't find guilty or not guilty. So that one day I accept the fact that we get rotten system. But for release somebody like Kamaraimba, I hope say the Salon system will keep us safe. After you don't assault a girl in Sierra Leone, we not in one day do them.
All right. JJ,
yes.
Just for let we be on the record, I want us to be using the word alleged.
Okay, you're right.
Accused.
You are right. You are right.
Yes. So no, not qualify anything.
You are right.
So,
yes. Everyone is assumed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah. Who say you there first? Now ask who's partner.
I did London. I did Essex. I did London.
You did London. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. I did London.
Yeah.
Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But obviously, certain thing and we cannot talk. We're not talking about the case itself because for me, I was following this case, but I don't lose interest because of the longevity of her. It don't take too much. You understand? But Kamaraimba, like if I can go back to Usabinde, a high-profile person, now a politician. Obviously, he was actively advocating for Sierra Leoneans on what happened at the country. So when they arrest her so easy, as usual, make we all feel say it's a political thing. But no, say an allegation is being made, substantial evidence is being presented, and how can we guarantee that this guy, if he's been released on bail, he cannot assert his influence to jeopardize the case in various forms? First of all, we know how it's I don't want to get into the matter again, into the case again. But there is a lot of ways where he can jeopardize this case by just being out. And there is no way we can stop him from running away in the first place. Salon not get that kind of system like the West told this way you can be stopped. I know see people and say he get passport and will seize him passport. I'm only politician that want to win a Salon with them one time. I'm only politician that want to win a Salon where things they happen. Yes. It is normal, we know that. So where he is now, if I can just conclude, then, story, where he is now, for the benefit of justice and for that little girl, and for what we exactly know what happened, I'm okay with him being there, even though it's not right, because he shouldn't be there and this matter should have been treated, but the fact is the system ain't rotten. But for the little girl, me no say the left Kamaraimba going away. So because of that on away day, he has to be there. Now the government to for push the justice system, make them deal with the matter, make it done. Now then get the problem. I will tap there, my brother.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for calling, JJ. I appreciate that very much. I ask you whose partner the wall you day because I want for make comparison. Okay. I agree you say, we not get a system. But if this kind of thing happen at the UK, do you think now this same kind of thing for happen, people enough for don't raise something than what you would?
If this kind of thing happen at UK, we'll not discuss this kind of discussion.
Why?
The kind of evidence we present itself, obviously we're not gonna delve into the exact matter Kamaraimba issue. But in the UK, that sort of evidence we present itself, even the layman knows say he cannot go scot-free. Will not get biased justice now. Then secondly, the matter would have been treated within 1-2 months.
Thank you. And again,
1-2 months would have been done. Everybody don't know whose side and they. If not guilty. If not guilty, appeal or whatever, carry on.
Right. And that is all we're talking about, Naya. Because if you don't
sometimes we are pushing one side too much because we keep saying that Kamaraimba need to be released. He's been there for 8 months. We will tend for forget the Pekin implied. That Pekin, whatever age is, the innocence has been taken.
Okay, so nobody
whether the crime committed or not, we don't know that yet. But so far, the allegation the matter didn't occur.
Yes, on this platform, no one is suggesting that Kamaraimba should be released. What we are saying...
No, I don't mean you directly suggesting it, but your insinuations, the discussion...
No. Come on. I want to let you listen to me. I gave you an opportunity, and I asked you to call as well, because I want to look at this conversation. But do not insinuate for me. I said what I had to say. If I want for say let they release Kamaraimba, they talk him, and then they for be open. All right. I said, and will continue for say this: justice delayed is justice denied. And you said on talk him. Say if now other places.
The reason we are saying that, not to say I try to challenge the discussion. We need this kind of discussion. I not challenge the word we say. But the reason we are saying with the insinuation, the way the discussion they go, now the fact that there is a very important issue here when a crime.
Yeah.
That nine for be the paramount.
But that still does not take away the rights of the accused, okay?
Of course it doesn't.
Alleged victims.
Of course it doesn't.
Right.
So of course it doesn't. You are right. But I think the discussion should have been focused on our judicial system. According to Kamaraimba, one green no get justice na salon.
No, okay.
But if we focus on Kamaraimba no more, it will look like for say people want for get him out because he's a politician. How many Sierra Leoneans in Napademba would not commit nothing? How many Saloma would go kill Napademba? Look at policeman where I see the beats, they knock swamp picking them this out magazine and aid. Two policemen they watch the video today, go arrest one guy in the beater. All that thing are justice. So the system, now we cannot focus on one matter because we go jeopardize the whole thing. That is all I'm trying. It looks like it's insinuating that kind of thing.
JJ, just 1 second. If you don't follow us for the past couple of months, you understand, say we already talk about justice in our platform. That's one. And secondly, somebody that will highlight to you, say, this case has never been brought up in any platform so far in Sierra Leone with any kind of media presence. Do you know why we did it? Not so because Kamaraimba is special, but we have been saying this from day one. Prison break, people are abused, we don't kill. If Kamaraimba and another subject, as you say, a high-profile citizen, why instead not forget the same kind of justice so don't go to all the one who have been ordinary Sierra Leoneans? That's pretty much
what you are right. Of course. You're right, brother. You know, more or less, we are about on the same page. But I'm just a little bit worried for us putting too much issue on one particular matter. Like you said, it will jeopardize things. Because Salon, we country, my brother, it don't become unrecognizable. We country a lot of things and they happen. We in a big ass question. We wonder whether this thing they happen or that. Look like today or today I think the MPs or opposition parties they try for go seek for see head of state. We know it happened. We know it happened at Parliament yesterday or day before yesterday.
Okay. All right, JJ, like you said, there are so many issues, and we appreciate you call and keep contributing on the chat as well. We get another call, we pick up as well, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for calling. All right.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
So let's continue the conversation. Justice delayed, justice denied. The Mohamed Kamaraimba story is justice been served so far. We get another call. Hello, caller.
Yeah.
Hello. Good evening. Tell me you say the call from.
Mustafa, the call from France.
Mustafa, go ahead with your call, please.
Okay, let God bless you now for this good work. Now, the God go give you now the reward.
Thank you.
Of una precious time, they will now they take for at least come enlighten and talk on issues. You know, it's so attending when things like the way they happen now we can't when people and they really they know say if it happen in their own shoe, they know say it bad, but because of political or because of I don't know, so man maybe hatred mind or different things, then they feel say a good thing they happen. For example, with Kamaraimba in case, you turn them left, you turn them right in a political case. Because if not a political case, if you know say this person guilty, why you the hold them up to this time, you know pass judgment to them. If you don't get sufficient evidence, why you not go release them on bail? You know? But this now a bad coincidence the way they happen. Because we get for look for we younger generation the way they come, because we don't fail the nation. We young generation don't fail Salone. From the war, from everything, we don't do all kind of bad things that we don't still learn. Don't we they inject more bad things them to the younger one the way they come, because then they learn from we. It's so heart-rending. You know, some of we will get picking their hand. We they see the type of example where they learn. It's very bad, because we are heading for the bad days. Because all these things when they happen, so believe me, when government change, all these people will take part in them kind of thing they are. Even the government no one go at them. The people go at them. And when the people go at them, then self get their family where go there tomorrow, where they go ready for go at the people where go at them. So who shall we go? Waiting they happen now we country. Some people them look like them proud of them kind of bad thing they are where they happen. But some of we not proud. We not people country that we they enjoy every type of right. But if we are home, we just people like when the corner say like we count in our every day they kill some. We were left there and got.
All right, thank you so much, Mustafa.
Let go there, please. Yeah, thank you now.
I mean, all right, thank you so much for your call. I have another caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Hello, my name is Bobby. I call from London.
All right, Bobby, go ahead.
Yeah, my own contribution all long, but at the CC Salone, anything will happen. It's very difficult. The situation is very difficult. Regarding this Kamaraimba issue, I just want to contribute a little bit. I not one call, but the previous caller, not to this one, the other one will say the success or etc. I know it's time for the book what they say. Okay. But for let somebody live at Western Hall, he say that man is supposed to keep her in prison. They know they I think they're not sure they're right. People that they think say politics, blah blah blah. No. I don't expect somebody who don't this part of the world for really judge that way. You know, Sierra Leone always also get for neck before that country they go before, yeah? The brother. Yeah. Because when you talk to the other person, they take a different way. This Kamaraimba issue, before ever it begin, now somebody from the SLPP with the American, I call. They make audio. The guy based in America, he calls, say how one bikini will come over the abuse now. That's what the case begin. If the person may they follow. And the person they say gets stuck evidence the way they against Kamaraimba. He's the first person I heard this from. Seriously.
Okay. So Bobby,
you know?
The gentleman JJ will call. And your justification where he gave, he say Kamaraimba will be a flight risk. We not get the sophisticated system for track him, he can run away, and then they go, cause, how the Peking go feel the one way now the alleged victim, how he go feel if Kamaraimba run away. So now that's make him say therefore keep Kamaraimba, which he gave for.
So therefore, when one force. Like where we not get sophisticated thing them for protect Kamaraimba and run away. Also prison them. The prison the way they say they put man a prisoners alone. It's so dilapidated, nothing or they it's like I mean that man they get health issue according to what you they read. You know, because I remember in Bobokan and media he apologized he tried for big whosoever old Kamaraimba. And this is very simple. You remember the previous caller, this one we just called, he put us straight say, and we did that. So it's not a political motivation. These guys, if I don't try them and left them. You see, well, the thing is a trend. Any political prisoner with an old, now the same thing, they know they try you, then they keep you no more. Any day then they are joined, they know they will try you. So this is simple for say yes, not political thing. It's simple for say that.
All right.
You know, this is my contribution no more. Law like we say for there. It don't mean say where you like party A or party B or so person. If you say something we really be out of context. Come on, we don't live abroad. We don't see how people they enjoy liberty. You they enjoy your right. For now you go talk, say, and get right for keep that money because we not get sophisticated thing and for protect the Malay and all come on at the country. Right. Come on. When this government ready, they seize all my passport. Would I see Zamura? They people they don't want to travel. They see people in passport. They know they go no side.
Right.
You don't see. So we get then they will make that man no travel go no side. Then just they put them for 30 months. Let not talk.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much.
Now your contribution now there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Yeah. Well, that now another caller. We don't hear the calls them. Continue for call and make your contribution to the conversation. So, Femi and T-Boy, because the system is bad, is that enough reason we justify for keep somebody 10 months for continue for delay the case, and not get a speedy trial? And because we question is just we statement here, we say justice delayed, justice denied. And that is so true for every democracy and every civilized country. Go ahead.
Like I said, Astalon, the constitution is very useful.
Mm-hmm.
And we can put them into very good use only when we need to. When we want to make you suffer the consequences, when we want to make you get away for committing a crime we're supposed to commit and you get away with them. So, yes, now then we'll say, JJ will say the country is not sophisticated enough for make sure say Kamaraimba not fly. But when the new government took over power, they stopped all government ministers and head of parastatals not to travel. How did that happen? They been put some kind boundary in Alunge Airport or Ferry Junction or Cambia.
We not get money for bill wall, we still get for bill.
No. Maybe we will get some kind of sophisticated device where they monitor people in and out. But there wasn't.
Right.
But people haven't traveled.
Right.
To the extent that not today this minister end up die because they're not giving for allowance for make you go taking medical treatment out of Sierra Leone.
Right.
So I understand JJ's point, but let's be factual about making claims of security apparatus that is not in place to maintain someone's stability or someone's security in Sierra Leone. You don't need nothing like that.
Again, Sierra Leone is not a country in isolation, okay? Kamaraimba, if he live in the United States, if he, decide for going go inside, then they issue international warrants for him. You have Interpol, you have a lot of international security agencies, then where they connect that wherever you go, you can be apprehended. And for serious crime like that, you make that attempt, you're gonna go. Then we have a reason to say they can keep.
If me, government safe, I didn't about Kamaraimba, what you gonna be? Right. Because you don't put yourself into self-exile.
Right.
If me having government and I think they say they're not accused you of this crime, and then we they left you on bail, make you go. You think that's the end of it? You go come back in salon. If you not come back in salon, with the fair news how you did. Because we can send one hand for your arrest for the crime we don't commit in the country, and they hold you. And a rape, nobody want for keep a rapist in the country.
Exactly.
Nobody.
Well, other countries then where possibly Usai expects is Usai you go assume say Kamaraimba go if you think say they run away go. Then side and they where you get a kind near team day force. You know, ever survive na the inside because you cannot get a job. They're not go get get rape allegation. You get any job, any side force. Almost sweep force, you need get job for sweep.
So let us therefore justify the fact say security apparatus is not of any concern with the current government for keep somebody in a salon for making a travel. We don't see a million times when they say you want to travel, you go request to the government, you send an application to the government, go to the Minister of Transport or Minister of Information and tell them you want for travel, you want for go social side, you want for go for medical. There are a few ex-government ministers that way they travel.
Right. And then this guy is a leader of a political party.
And he is a leader of a political party. Okay, now personally they about it. Because definitely, if them be say safe, if them be say will they keep you in a prison for your safety?
Yes.
Maybe I go understand more.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is a notable personality in Sierra Leone, people will go after him and do justice and mob justice on him.
Yes.
If una say, because there are times in Europe, They will keep you in prison, not because they want to lock you up, but for your safety. For your safety.
Yeah.
If you see policeman come in meet some situation so tense that they handcuff you, arrest you, then put you inside the motor car and lock you, then go left in a police station, then come back to the scene of crime. Because your presence there is not relevant. You are at risk.
Right.
When a non-surveillance they don't realize the situation where that happen, and somebody they really come for really kill you and go suffer the consequences because he's ready to do that, they will protect you first. Their first interest is to protect their citizens.
Yeah.
They will protect you. They will arrest you like you've been arrested for a crime that you've committed, and they will say to you, keep your mouth shut and get into the car. Right. For your safety. They're not going to chase you for your safety. But when they don't care when the police, they uncuff you, they say she's not eventually. And cool down.
And T-Boy, I didn't want to go into the political side of this, okay? But another incident happened where go make it go be heavy for law complete this program. We not talk about the one that way they say, oh, this is politically motivated. All right? Because Kamaraimba, he's still an accused, okay? It's still they go on court to get pending trial. But then in political party, then try for take an iron. And they say not to the leader of the political party again and go try for say the person when I be in deputy leader, when I am the present minister of state for Northwest. Okay? The lady, then say that they hand over the party to her. So she supported the SLPP where they win, they make a minister. Now right, everything. But then say that they get the political party. Pass where the woman say, no, maybe don't resign from the party long term. This is not PPRC. PPRC say no, Kamaraimba, no they again. So they take in political party now and go get to this woman because he didn't. So you just see, why make people go say this is politically motivated? You get this man, if you want to deal with that, deal with that. Femi, I see you're smiling. Come on in. Come on. Now you don't have the law courts right now. Now you don't
exactly. Now you know judge.
Yeah.
No, I mean, just a shake made at Dandy. I mean, it's absurd, really and truly. Why waiting at their own concern, what happened to Kamaraimba in party? If the man guilty go jail and the party dissolve, so be it. It's nobody's responsibility for go take and say pauper. Sometimes for use that word, then they hand that over to somebody else.
Right.
But
the person then go hand that over to.
Then on our own camp now, it feels very fishy. With the waiting all man they say, JJ talk fine on some points, but I think say JJ they missed the bigger picture. Yes, in the UK, if you're deemed to be a threat to society, then go hold you. That is so true. But in the UK, they're not going to hold you indefinitely for 9 months without trial. Right. Evidence, then we don't find all the evidence them. Because right now, we don't talk about the case, but one of the defense, then case say the Pekin, not to Pekin. Yeah. So if not to Salon, then an easy thing.
Right.
Then we don't take the Pekin in there and they don't solve dandy. Long thing. But now not me to say because not to Pekin still Kamaraimba for take advantage over them. But then in a discussion, then a discussion for another day.
Yes.
The point where they talk now, so now justice for the all. Justice for Kamaraimba himself and the Pekin and their family. Because not to just Kamaraimba. Kamaraimba gets himself your family where affected by this year. So because not forget so this year, so if they accuse you of such crimes, you they lost finances, you they lost property, you they lost sometimes family member then go come up be safe. And you they lost reputation. So you see all the risk then we demand under. So for me it's simple. Bring this case to court as soon as possible so we get for resolve all the entire so. If the man guilty, then discussion done. Then sentence the man, he go run almost here jail where he get for one. If he innocent, then left the man, make he go free. But we can't left the case just hanging. And that's the problem we all get with this TSO. It just be saying no more, you dey work don't treat. Police go hold you. Then say, oh, especially within at this side of the world, you fit the description.
Yeah.
You fit the description because you're black, because you're young, because you're not a young man. You fit the description of possible commit a crime day. So they hold you, then go hold you for 9 months without trial. How you gonna feel? So una the woman they waiting at the platform. If they go all una picking there, una brother there, una papa them, for something they don't know nothing but. How you go feel? We know the statistics of almost people are waiting at jail, where after trial, then they set them free, then find the innocent. So now all the TSO for look at, hence why for the speed up the TSO. But as I can always say, for me, most of the problem them that because we judiciary very weak na salon. They're not able to stand up to the government and they're supposed to be neutral. They're not able to stand up to the wealthy. So when you get money, you can go court, I go end up sit down at jail because you get money no more. Boy, somebody call police from England. Tell police say them go arrest Tibo in a salon. Imagine that. Police will get evidence safe. Then say they take them big full safe. Then call the man at station. You understand? If Tibo not been getting wits about him and not be able to prove certain things there, something Tibo for London at jail for 9 months like a so. Eventually, whatever they think of the NTS before they run remotes and they talk all kind of rubbish. Yeah. There's reasons why we put this show on and not get anything for do with the criminal TWD or the court case, should I say. It's all about the right of a Sierra Leonean where we believe say it's been denied.
And that could be anyone. So, JJ, I like where they bring the Constitution. It says Salon Constitution Section 5.1 of the Bail Regulation 2017 tells you why you could be denied bail. So, JJ, can you still post for us, waiting at the right of every citizen before the law, the right to bail, you know, waiting for make you get bail as well. You don't tell why them for deny. You say, well, for tell we as well the right of an accused person, because we believe, say, as an accused, you get certain rights their way, you know, blunt you, you know. Being accused does not mean that you're guilty. We've seen a lot of situations they're wearing, they don't accuse people them. We don't see what's happen. The biggest case so far within the last 3 years, say somebody go assassinate the president. That went on for how long?
Do you remember section 5.1?
No, when I say, I make a say, na in post. So I want to go watch the back side post. You say,
no, but not in section 5.1 of the Constitution. We still talk about.
When I make a say, let post because me no knows I go get reference. So I don't want for denial. You understand? I'm not looking at the Constitution. I want to respect his views, but I still let go friend again and say.
But we don't talk on yesterday, say, or day before yesterday, last show gets anybody will quote Constitution at this show right now with the check.
Yeah.
So this is how we learn about the Constitution of Sierra Leone. Seriously.
I don't have the liberty to check right.
I have it now. As soon as you mention Wasiam, I go step to the Constitution of Sierra Leone and I'm checking it.
Yeah. So, Femi said we'll get for check. Right?
I can't even see it there. So I beg, let you quote the right side of the Constitution because we want for land.
We want for land.
For all of us to learn. And like I said,
we don't say you can be denied bail, or you know that goes without saying. And Femi don't mention some of the reasons. Then we agree. Say you can be a flight risk, you can be a threat to yourself, you can be a threat to your community, and for your own safety.
I mean, in the UK they will refuse it because they believe if they release you, they'll commit suicide.
Exactly.
You don't suicide watch.
Exactly. Then he isolate you even in a prison and go put you somewhere within the company because inside yourself you're a threat to people.
You're a threat to your own seat, so to your own prison mates.
Right. So waiting with the Senaya is simple. You have the right to deny bail, but the man gets right to bail at the same time. However, justice must not be delayed because it is simple. justice delayed is justice denied, because you go tamper with evidence, you go compromise the case, you go jeopardize them, you go cause harm and injury to the people, and both the victims and the accused in so many ways. So it come back to the same thing way. The land not good anyway. You remember I told and I also say I wanted to be a lawyer, but my dad refused. He said, "What's time they pay school fee for me?" Say because. No disrespect. I have a lot of lawyer friends where I admire and all of them things, and we get lawyers there within the family. Say, lawyer, say na horrible business. He say where you go? He say the see much money right, you turn out to wrong. You see the wrong, you turn out to right. He say I know I'll let you go hell. So but looking at these kind of things, sometimes you want to agree with him that this should not be happening in our society, especially in modern days, because Nameka say. Even the Chief Justice, when are the supreme head of the courts. What if it's you? One lady where you break up, you they drive, traffic block na Lumley, Spur Road, Lumley Junction, Tiba also can stock sometimes for 3 hours. Then you feel hot and wait to color. You decide for, putting glass down. Then he called, "Hey, UTT, come. I want water, or give me mango. I want mango or orange." The Peking come, nice looking young girl. Then the Peking like, "Hey, you don't touch me, Bobby. It is, that. Then people then come before they find out, say, the Chief Justice say all that. They don't only go down Lumley police station, then can you go there? Now you are public, the public don't know. Then decide, say, let them go keep you in a Paremba Road for 10 months until they get enough evidence for proof, say, you not been touched that picking in Bobby. What would that be like? This is not the example. So when you do the thing to somebody, remember and imagine if it is you, somebody within your family, or your own family, or somebody where you care about. So it could be anyone. So call in if you have contributions to make on this issue. How long you when somebody, if they are, if you are accused and then they find you guilty, how long do they keep you for? Sometimes, 24 months, 5 years, 10 years, or indefinitely, according to the new laws that we don't come, okay, for rape. Well and good. But if you don't keep the person for 10 months first, what if you not find them guilty? What happens to the 10 months where you don't keep him for, you don't deprive him of 10 months from himself, in family, in national activities, and in aspirations? What happened? So, Logo, Logo, they ask yourself some of those hard questions. Now, Judge, waiting, T-Boy, they say, when you say the Constitution, you've been specific. If you want to quote a specific act, go to the act and reference that particular act. That's what T-Boy was saying. We know not all laws are in the Constitution itself. There are subordinate acts and regulations complementing the Constitution. We absolutely agree with that, and we can discuss that now. Wait till they say, when you quote, if you're not quoting the Constitution directly, say according to the Rape and Sexual Abuse Act of 2017, now this is say, or according to the Bail Regulation 2017. Examples. So quote the direct reference point. So
okay, I quote the direct reference to Usai Bill C. It's chapter 3 of the Constitution, Chapter, it starts from sub-chapter 17. Chapter 3, sub-chapter 17.
Subsection.
Put 1. It says, no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty except as may be authorized by law in any of the following cases, that is to say, in consequences of his unfitness to plead to a criminal charge, or in the execution of a sentence or order of a court, whether in Sierra Leone or elsewhere, in respect of a criminal offence of which he has been convicted, or in the execution of an order of the High Court or the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court or such other courts as may be prescribed by Parliament on the grounds of his contempt of any such court or of another court or tribunal or commission of inquiries as the case may be, or in the execution of an order of a court made in order to secure the fulfillment of any obligation imposed on him by law, or for the purpose of bringing him before a court or tribunal as the case may be in execution of the order of a court, or upon reasonable suspicion of him of his having committed or of being about to commit a criminal offense, or in the case of a person who has not attained the age of 21 years for the purpose of his education or welfare, or for the purpose of preventing the spread of an infectious or contagious disease, or in the case of a person who is or is reasonably suspected to be of unsound mind, addicted to drugs or alcohol, or a vagrant for the purpose of his care or treatment, or the protection of the community, or for the purpose of the prevention, the unlawful entry of that person into Sierra Leone, or for the purpose of effecting the expulsion, extradition, or other lawful removal of that person from Sierra Leone, or the taking of proceedings thereto.
All right. So thank you so much, T-Boy.
Nothing on that all.
Now they come. JJ still they argue. Waiting, JJ, I want for clarify. T-Boy, you the quote 5.1. So T-Boy say in OC 5.1 na the Constitution. So we say let you reference the actual documents where you they refer to where they talk about denying bail. That's one. However, you absolutely right. Say then they answer the question, say the court's order for remand. Nobody know they say that. But waiting we equally they say, is it lawful for delay somebody in justice for 10 months? Is it lawful? Because we say according to the law. The law they tell you about speedy trial. Okay? That are just simple principles of, law itself, where they say, not keep people for long, not delay justice. As long as the person is an accused person, it can be innocent. All right? A lot of things can happen. So, and these are the reasons. So you get for make sure, say, when they say something, not so just one line where you they read, you justify that one day. Yeah, court order say. Now I could ask the same question. If you are, yes, go ahead. Yeah.
I think we therefore look at things from two angles. One, what in the justice system say? Because what in the judge say not to necessarily means what in the justice system say.
Exactly.
That's not the judge in your opinion. But if you are going to quote the Constitution of Sierra Leone, when the Bible all they look for please quote it on the right chapter and the right section. Because otherwise we will challenge it if it is not, if it's, like I already quote the Bible. They say John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. You know how many people they challenge that quote today? Yeah, what is it? John 3:16. If you don't know what John 3:16 is, go and find it. It means John 3, chapter 3, 16, verse 16. Then John 3:16. So if you tell me, say, Constitution of Sierra Leone, chapter 5, verse 1 or subsection 1, I have to check it. Because guess what? Now we do work, we do these things with the Constitution of Sierra Leone in front of us.
No, okay, well, all right, okay. So now
many people don't say a lot about the Constitution of Sierra Leone, and we dey fail for reference them and we check them ourselves. We don't tire for do that.
JJ don't redeem himself. If say tell we say now the bail regulations of 2017 Act number 1.
Okay.
Yes. So
I want to let JJ know say 7 years ago we worked on a documentary with the police and the justice system of Sierra Leone that deal with bail. And for get more reference, I will send a video tomorrow on the Sierra Leone media platform where we shoot about 10-part series of documentary for deal with bail. For sure, say bail is free. And I don't also work with female in prison, with a law firm. We're responsible for bail female victims of any form of crime when they don't commit as alone because they've always been denied bail. So I know a lot about the bail system in Sierra Leone because I've worked on a documentary.
So let's not make this about, the conversation against, JJ Nine right for CWT1 for saying we respect that as well.
Well, that is not the way we can always see.
Yeah. So till they say they ask the question, justice delayed, justice denied.
No, I want JJ also no say we don't tire for you.
JJ say he's a lawyer.
I don't really want to know. That is what I want to make reference to. In Sierra Leone, we got two professions where they scared me. I am a lawyer.
T-boy.
What does that mean?
T-boy.
I am a doctor. What does that mean? It doesn't mean if you're a doctor, you have the right to prescribe me a drug that I should not question you about. Hell no. I am a lawyer. It doesn't mean if you're a lawyer, you can quote to me or you tell me what you think is right and I should not challenge it. That's why you're a lawyer. So basically, we are in an environment where everything is being challenged, just like we're challenging what we're saying now. Doesn't justify what I'm saying. It doesn't justify what you're saying.
JJ, we respect that you're a lawyer, but you being a lawyer does not make you right.
Of course not.
And I don't know whether you're familiar with the, I don't know whether you're a practicing lawyer or you're like studying to become a lawyer right now. But I think that the principle of law, while we talk about natural justice and things like that, I'm sure these are the simple things the way they need. I hope you are not a defense lawyer, because if you are a defense lawyer, I'm afraid for give you me case. Because you go tell them, say, let them lock me up. They get right for lock me up because I am an accused.
Let them lock me up until they find me guilty.
Yeah, until they find me guilty. Yeah, and I keep an for 16 months first.
But this guy, let go rest. So that's enough. We'll go for dealing with other cases then, because this guy guilty, man.
Yeah. JJ.
No, JJ, this is not personal, to be very honest. It's nothing personal. It's just the fact that sometimes we are passionate about the stuff they already do, and we don't tire for a lot of these issues. They really come in as salon. We put in the TV, we say, oh, being a lawyer, oh, being a doctor. Yesterday, we have a doctor here, a medical doctor. We scrutinize that, we ask them questions. We ask them about the crimes the way doctor and they commit in a salon and they work as scot-free.
And the articulating case,
Thank you.
We listen to her.
Because allow you to come and we give you a soft platform to come and tell us what you want to tell us, and we don't question you. We will ask you the questions that nobody wants to ask you, or nobody feels comfortable to ask you, or nobody thinks they can ask you. Until we are held responsible for our actions in Sierra Leone, then people will start to take us seriously a little bit.
Right.
Because there are lawyers, there are bad lawyers, there are good lawyers, there are crooked lawyers, there are straight lawyers. Lawyers comes in different forms. It depends how you practice. It depends how value you take your clients then.
Exactly.
Where you go and discuss your case with another lawyer and then some say, well, man, let this man work. Look who deal with that. So I am not saying you on any of those, but all I'm saying is, I don't even know whether you're a lawyer, say, where I begin for challenge your constitution quotation. That's not just an evidence say we don't really let things go on our platform anymore, because we have to give evidence of what we're saying. And we're not justifying Kamaraimba's case. It's got nothing to do with justification of that. But we are justifying the fact that people should not suffer in prison for crimes that they've been accused of. Me, man, when I go to a female prison, you will be amazed. When you ask some female prison officers, then why are you here? Yusuf Ujala will testify that because he don't do a lot of workshops with female prisoners in Sierra Leone. Yeah? So basically, when you ask them, why are you here? Come on, this silly reason when they arrest them for, oh, me and my make palava, I broke in table. Yeah. That means you can't prison, you can't there for how many months?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really, really heart-rending. Because again, you see outside the justice, they go wrong. Advocate in Sierra Leone, these are dedicated women, lawyers, dedicated women, advocate, they call them. They're working relentlessly for make sure say woman they're not gonna prison unlawfully. You know how much cases they get where pile up on their desk for accusations they no more they not prove nothing about, but those prisoners are in prison right now perishing for minor issues that will not really matter. We can be solved within the household.
Okay, T-Boy, you're going too far. I'm going to bring another example that you cited on this platform. Okay? And these are simple things then where people get to understand that it could be anybody tomorrow. So if you're saying it's okay to keep Mohamed Kamaraimba, in prison for 10 months without speedy trial because you think, say, he's a flight risk or because, something you feel, say, he's guilty. T-Boy made a reference here. And Mr. Guka make another reference. That would have cost me my life. Okay? T-Boy telling us, so it waka na St. John, right?
St. John.
St. John, it waka, somebody shout or say or make a statement. All of a sudden, the military guy, the military officer or sojaman, however we can call him, jump on T-Boy and go scholar T-Boy. T-Boy, they wonder, what happened? What did I do? He said, would I talk that word today? Imagine St. John, a crowded place. In the evening, you have hundreds of people running for transport in that place. But he can't scholar T-Boy because he heard somebody made a statement or sound where he no like. So imagine if that man didn't take T-Boy, he can't go to police, then they carry T-Boy go, then go lock him for 10 months. What crime did he commit? Now, a public place. You don't know that make a sound, but you choose for can old T-Boy. Because you think, say, now he make that sound. But then if this soldier man go explain, so now in what against T-Boy? Oh, then God, then get free talk, this, that way, see me now, Allah. Say me now, what soldier man, I don't make up stories now, okay? They say me now, what soldier man, me boots bend, me uniform check. They don't molest me. They say, okay, well, you will teach you lesson. Then can go court. Okay, so you the respect officer, you the disrespect officer of the law, this, that. I will not send you remand force. Let you go pick sense. When you come back, on a deny and bail again. So something keeps going on like that. We're not comparing, like for like, but we are saying it could be any situation. So they should not delay justice for people. I had a situation where possibly it's the first time I'm sharing this on an open platform, and it is serious. Lived in an area, me and a particular person gets disagreement, possibly not like what I look like, okay? So during the war, January 6, when things then on they cool down, this guy is an OSD guy, he wear uniform. He was my neighbor, not a faraway person. He see me, they pass, they go somewhere. Then he call me, Usai me, they go. So I tell him, I respect, I wear uniform. It was during curfew time. He wear uniform. Now he asked me, say, Usai they go, I can't tell him Usai they go. Oh, waiting, you get any proof or anything for sure, so you get right for dinner treat at this time during coffee? I say, yeah. Where you proof? I'll not say what I had, but I pull up. I gave it to him. And I read. I take scissors. You get area boys them around that way. I can't teach you lesson. And then I mean be confront the last 10, da. Now I always say again, it takes scissors, it cut him. He is my neighbor, but what he did, he went to the checkpoint. This USA, you get ECOMOG soldiers them and all that. Do you know what he went and told them? He said, there's a rebel collaborator. He said, me a rebel collaborator. These military guys came with their guns and all of those things. God saved me. I don't know whether they were drunk or what. They barged into my, apartment, then go. They look for me, they not see me because I like close to about 7 o'clock. So it was a little bit dark, I not put light on it. They not see me inside it. So I saw my life was at risk. I managed a commot. They arrested my dad and everybody. Now that compounded, they arrest them all, then go detain them at the checkpoint and say until they produce me. People came with guns, sticks, all of those things. They say rebel collaborator. So I made my phone calls and all of those things. So they came to the checkpoint and can meet and they ask them, they say, you know who that's not that person? So they end up now in senior them. Now they actually come there. The ECOMOG task force commander was the one that came. He was beaten, they disarmed him, and then call me, then tell me, say, go make official complaint. He was going to be dismissed from the police force. Now he come to my family, he begin cry, he take neighbors, then cry, he don't agree that if me do that report, he'll lose his job, his livelihood. But you didn't think about that before. Let's make aside this example. This is the extreme case that someone can make a statement does not mean it is correct. What if they been kill me? Then later I can't find out, say, waiting is say, not to that happen. This is the first time I'm sharing this.
Coffee.
Well, sometimes for people don't see me for drink me coffee.
I'm for that.
Yeah, so you see, this is the extreme situation, how people sometimes, I'm not saying in this case, that is why we have to allow for let justice taking cause. When something happen, let's don't jump into conclusion, let we not take harsh decision. You're keeping someone for 10 months. What if at the end of the day, if you get jurors, then carry it out, say this person is not guilty? Justice is not served for that person. So I'm just trying for, bring that up. Say, we don't see anything in the book. We don't see land cases in a salon. We don't cost lives for families because that land case, they don't take 30 years in a court. They don't return justice. People don't lose money. Families, they don't die behind that thing. People, they don't kill themselves. A lot of things don't happen because we delay justice or we deny justice.
But salon self, when they adjourn your case, now they turn the law and they make money because your case still in the table. So that is one way of lawyers making money in Sierra Leone. Then they adjourn your case every other week. Adjourn for 3 months. Say, well, not to me. The judge said, look, we adjourn for 3 months. Can you imagine somebody's going to court without no evidence, no paperwork, no nothing, walking sluggishly with your hands down and say, my lord, I want this case to be adjourned because X, Y, Z, Z. I'm like, huh? Me not going to court for the guy being offense for the driver. We then say court. Then send me letter. See, you get for kind of court for the driver. Okay, fine, no problem. Let's go. We're going to court. Juma, you can't even believe the court case is starts. We sit on the way where the judge can say, then start proceedings for over 2.5 hours. And the judge end, he closed his book, he walked out. And I'm still sitting there with the driver. And I say, what happened? What happened? I think that's not get a good talk. And I grab. Because I look myself funny. I can't for case, they're not calling me case, nobody asked me that thing. And the judge don't go. What are you going to do now? I'm not going to meet the police officer. We're not the court clerk. Again, police officer was the court clerk, which is totally wrong. Right. The police officer actually the case them now the court, and then he should hand it over to the court clerk.
Yeah.
But the police officer, again, then the court clerk.
Then the prosecutor and the court clerk.
Exactly. So I don't know nobody for me to Sam. I said, what's that food? He said, now what you got for? I said, I get case. He said, now you get the case. I said, no, I'm the driver. It's not the case. I said, we're supposed to appear in a court today. And don't say, William, sir. We don't care, don't sit down, take the case. Oh, no, the judge don't go. No, not call me case. But I said, seriously, why we can't cut? That cut the way for me to have so. Where they there now? I tell you what. Juma, you can't believe. Now the guy said, well, I check. Now the guy gets on your book, the pop. It's not that the guy by name, not trying name. He said, then this. He said, I ain't gonna call you. What how people know? Juma, this is no joke. I swear to God. I swear to God. He better if ever they get about bag like this last month. I will not end the rest of it because it's very, 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 very disappointing. And I asked him, he showed me the case. I said, okay, fine, no problem. So what's not the case with them charge for? When I find them for campaign, you know more. But again, what's in that don't show to you? How much work would they don't place for that particular case than they with them for here for that particular day? So if you have in prison, I did be in prison bars.
Yeah.
You don't kind of court. They don't even talk about your case.
They not call you case.
Not call you case.
Mm-hmm.
You've been sent back to prison.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, they'll say, hey, what's happened? They not call you case today. The magistrate not call you case. Law go back.
Simple.
Okay. No there's another, story here about a young man. Okay. Like how then they do the alpha riot business. You know when you're at the wrong place at the wrong time? Now, students. For a big college, there was, I don't know if you remember, there was an incident where happened the way student them they stone, just like this IPAM situation. Young guy standing there, he was not participating. We then carry police, then can and they all they round up. And you can't say he's not supposed to be there because he's a student, he class, lectures, then they on, he get for the na class, or he get for the up na campus. Then he was sent to Pademba Road. For over a year, almost 2 years, he was there. They're not calling case. 2 years. He was there, they're not calling case. So can you imagine? These are students. So if they don't keep you 2 years, when you for done your degree, then keep you, they say they can't call you now, then just left you. Like how would they say, so they acquit and discharge him because there's not enough evidence for sure say he was there and all that. So you've deprived him. Now you don't stigmatize him. He end up, he did it. Possibly he pick up some bad habits them. We will make able for fit into society anymore. So you don't see situations, T-boy. We're not saying this is the same thing here. But what if after 10 months you retire the case and say, you know what, this person...
Well, if Salone government or the court system begin for pay compensation for illegal imprisonment, something maybe the system will change a bit because nobody takes the courts to courts. Nobody takes the courts on because somebody mentioned a couple of months ago on the program, they say, until the justice system na Salone begin for fend their own funds, sometimes they go able for legislate the justice system properly because when a government they fund you, they say who pays the piper constitution.
Your independence is taken away.
It's taken away from you because you get for which some men can't give money for run your administration. You get for which some men can't give you money for run the cases then way they. So basically, you're under control. You're under the spell of any government, not just this government. Any government, we've seen it before in the past as well. So it's nothing new. And when they talk about the justice system is being corrupt or is being destructive for Sierra Leoneans, we'll talk about 30, 40 years down the line because it don't say where they happen. There is no independence in the justice system. It has never been in existence anyway. So it just happened. I'm going to say some people are very lucky when they don't fall victim into that category, and some are very unlucky where the law they hold into disrepute just because they feel you get for suffer the consequences. And many don't get away with so many crimes as well. So there is no justice. There is no form of justice in Sierra Leone in any way, shape, or form. Even the thing that will scare you most. Now, the arrest they were going to make against you, we don't even warrant arrest.
Exactly.
because some charges then they really making a salon, you not really want to charge because it's a me not want to court now for TV license, the judge vexed and the TV license officer. Still because that man in TV license where you go and kind of also for the money where you they pay for go and kind of court, more than the man in TV license 10 times. Are you serious?
Right. So
taxpayers' money. That's what
JJ, thank you so much. We I don't receive the bail regulation of 2017 where you send me. We will read them at some point. The only thing I want to throw to you, just a food for thoughts. Possibly you can answer in the chat group. If let's say you they are now an unfortunate situation, you are accused of a crime, JJ, and then decide for keep you 10 months plus na Salon prison. Then they no call you case for, then continue for send you back and forth. Every time you come, then tell you, okay, if I appear again in 2 weeks or 1 month's time. Would you think that is okay? One. And it could be for anything, not sexual abuse, but any other allegation. Or if it's a family member in Sierra Leone, that happens too. Would you consider that to be okay? Today is Kamaraimba, tomorrow it could be anybody. So I just want you to think about that. But if you want to answer again, we'll appreciate that, just to provoke the conversation. And nothing personal, like you said earlier, we let the cow the different angle them, forget the conversation, because that's what makes the program interesting. However, we have to be realistic as well. Femi, you don't hear some of the examples they hold on site. What's your take so far on the chat group? Because I see they post the things, them, the talking points, them. We'll round up shortly.
Hello, Juma.
Yes.
Yes, so brilliant, really. This case, it's not new. I keep saying this about Sierra Leone. Nothing is new.
Right.
All lentias what they talk about, all the weekend, so nothing on new panentia. So Kamaraimba in case, not specifically to Kamaraimba. There is a million other Kamaraimba them, maybe not a million, I don't know it's at the population of we prison. But there is a lot other people in prisons in Sierra Leone where then they deny them justice because then they keep them without giving them a trial. That's what I am arguing against. I think so with judiciary for look at all the problems they with this salon. And may they look inside their hearts and may they actually tell we see then they do we country a good job. Juma, waiting then now we coat of arms. Wait at the word they within our coat of arms.
The unity, freedom, and justice.
Okay, so now you tell me panentry then the Uswan pandem where we they actually follow na Sierra Leone at the moment.
Uswan waiting?
Uswan pandem with the fall na salon at the moment. As far as me concerned, none. We're not united. We're possibly the most. We're so far from being united than ever.
Right.
As a people.
Right.
Freedom. We never even get right freedom for talk. Right now, they nip and they try for personal law for stop we for talk. Really? And then you get justice. Justice, bro. Justice. I tell you, the one can't drag me go inside there. But really, this is a serious case. Freedom, unity, and justice. Now the word then the one in the way we for hold there, we supposedly for make we a Sierra Leonean. But somebody go tell we send a 3 other letter them. Now make you a true Sierra Leonean. Not also the woman me say. Say what it? I sent also the woman me say. The first lady. He say if you're not to SLPP, you're not a true Sierra Leonean. So you see, all many definition of being a true Sierra Leonean is different. For me, I look them 3 words and day, I think say we for hold we self up to them. But oh yeah, our judiciary keeps failing us. Then they fail we, then they keep people in a jail without justice. And because when they do that, the woman self or the pikin self, where they look for justice, no they get them. It's about time that our judiciary steps up, Juma.
It is past time. The time don't pass long time ago, where people and only cry for justice. And we don't see so many things. We've seen people before now, we mastermind, we responsible for deprive people of their freedom, then justice, where the power change hands, become something else. We don't see beaucoup. That building, they get beaucoup story. We don't watch people always make statements where say if somebody commits XYZ crime, we wanna crime, gonna pardon by road. Una not for give am privilege for was, una not for make like shaving be a if na man, una not for give am anything, una for put am na one tight room. You know for see, daylight, for see sunlight. We hear that. Those same people, not long after those statements, were accused of some things. Their family members and even themselves wrote letters to say, we are innocent. Now stitch me up. But see what's in the happen when you condone the wrong thing, it can come back for haunt you. How they can say karma is not to fighting. I know we use the other word, So we get to be careful where we they make statements. We have to be conscious and say, if you throw away ashes go follow you. We they dig that hole for one person, not dig out too deep. Let not be saying that you go buck foot and for the inside it, because for pull you, no problem. If you dig up past 6 feet, it's the same situation like this. Today we are discussing Kamaraimba and people who relate to Kamaraimba. It could be anybody, but Femi don't round them up. Our coat of arms says unity, freedom, and justice. Do we have any of those in Sierra Leone as we are approaching our 60th independence? Is Kamaraimba experiencing justice? Is Kamaraimba experiencing the justice that you would like to experience or your family member? T-Boy, over to you.
Well, for sanction, the what will you say? I don't know how many people realize say minors should not be taken to prison in Sierra Leone. Minors. Somebody will not old 21 years, it should not.
No, well, minors for the night probation department and get a place.
So you can't lock minors behind.
No, you know that. No, okay. This is you can't say you get their own place. Okay, that's why you have the remand home and the approved school. That's where you take them. Minors should not be mixed with adults criminals. So you need to take them to prison, like where they say so. Then told they already catch them picking them for loitering. Say meet and this. How you hold somebody when not get us? They sleep at market table. Then you go catch I say the loiter. Then you don't can catch on a crow again.
What do I do?
No, because that's a whole different thing where I talk about the experience. Because I did one of the children in conflict with the law programs in Sierra Leone. I worked directly with the police for 5 years in a salon. And I know lots of things that some of it's not for today's discussion. But just like I say, of course, kids should not be locked up in prison. We say adults then they. and get their own special prison there with them.
You sabi what I can be amazed at what you do. I think what people fail to do is the fact that they don't know it. They don't need to know who we are. Yeah. But I think you see, whenever what thing would they do? They give people this food for thought. Think about it as an individual. If you come across anybody who you feel to say, who is this person? You search him. Nobody can tell you. Yeah. But even when you research, there is nothing on us you can find. There is no track history of who's out of the road. That's what I'm telling you. Government. But what I tell you is, we have so much knowledge within the Sierra Leone history context of what we talk about. We're not just saying this thing because we want for consider and talk blah blah blah. No. Look who say you don't come out with what we just tell me that you don't want to talk.
Well, people, it's in it sometimes. No, sometimes people can feel say, "Oh, see there they talk." Nah, just dummy talk or they talk. I say anything I've seen at this platform, I can stand by it and we can take and go any side, and I have reference point the okay go. So I make not afraid the conversation, but I like before you continue, JJ don't come back to board. Let me read for you verbatim what he stated, and I like what he stated. He say, the question we ask can say, if na him, then take and go look for someone. If we go glad, he say, no, I would not be happy with that. But we should look at it on a broader angle, taking into consideration the right things and interests of both parties. Okay, thank you. I agree with most of what you guys are deliberating about, just that we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that an allegation has been made, and just as we think it is a politically motivated matter, we not tell you so, JJ, these are your words. We should also consider that he could be guilty. We not tell you say he's not guilty at the same time, You say we should be careful not to prejudice the case. The matter has to be concluded now. Yes, we say and tell you, say we not discuss the case, the merit of the case, we are not discussing it. All right? And now that will start with, and we continue that. Now you even begin reach conclusions, but we call your attention, say, refer to the man as alleged victims, alleged perpetrator so far. So this is not JJ in contribution so far on the issue. We're not prejudicing anything here. I'll stand by that. And we self-agree with you, say this matter has to be concluded now. Of course, keeping someone for over 10 months so far is not taking interest of both parties here. Because what you can say, you say, what about the Pekin? And you say, right for keep Kamaraimba? Continue with your conversation.
Okay, last stop for that. You know, so of course we so right now. Eh?
Yeah.
We are in court actually having a banter.
Yeah, within our courts, law courts, look.
Femi na the judge.
Judge Femi na the order.
Yeah. So you know the prosecution lawyer, the defense lawyer.
Yeah.
And then I work alongside JJ.
Yeah, you the work alongside JJ. Yes.
You the can't prosecute me right now.
No. Now you the work alongside you. Now you're not the prosecutor.
No, I'm not the defense lawyer. I'm not a prosecutor.
No. The prosecutor, JJ say they're for lock up. So now two say they're for lock Kamaraimba for 10 months. I mean, defense.
I don't say when I can't talk there. So,
No, you say you walk alongside JJ.
I walk alongside. I mean, they say what they say. They walk parallel to each other. Then they can walk alongside them. You forget me saying a lawyer, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. With me, somebody where therefore is earlier one where I mentioned say for lockup or minor behind bars as somebody who not 21 years yet because it is illegal in the Constitution of Sierra Leone. Mm-hmm. And reason I make I say that now because we have so many young boys in prison. And again, we look at this incident we happened a couple of months ago where the police then go to schools.
Mm-hmm.
Arrest young kids. These are teenagers, young kids, really secondary school or primary school. Secondary school, yes. Again, I don't witness that along way. Secondary school kids are having a fight between each other. Model academy or model Wilder school, na Secular Road. And you can't wait how they manhandle them picking and they come on, you can't do that to young kids. The best you can do for just give them, slap them 1, 2, 3, put them. For slap themselves is illegal because that's you need slap school picking. But at least you know some culture can just catch you 2, 3 slap, then you make you create something with you. Yeah, and then you just take the situation under control. That's easier that. Yeah, they can be violent sometimes because they are kids. I mean, when kids in the yard in London, it's rampage. Because then for organized riots, now like 30 seconds, because they are always socially mobile. Then they work in packs of minimum 10, 15. So when they want for a great riot, it's easy. Because their connection network is quick for reach out to themselves. So imagine Salon where network easy like for media access. So basically, the way how we they handle we use them, they send a good message to the justice system first. If we're not going to respect for the youth there, or they manhandle them any kind of way, will they put them behind bars, will they lock them up? Go. Look, the way I see them, they treat women. Women are not indispensable, but they are also human beings. And women are mostly defenseless in so many cases. And if you, policeman, you manhandle a female suspect, when I get no defense at any point in time, fragile, vulnerable, begging for mercy, sitting down like you've been, like they can't rip you off. You they use the case of your bullets, magazine case. They repeatedly they hit them in head. Talk now, boom. Is that what you've been trained to do in you police training camp? Talk, boom. You know talk, boom. You talk. Then the worst of it all, make I turn the video off. He put the magazine inside the gun. And I was scared. Because we don't see incidents that happened just a couple of days ago. And you go repeatedly, they go load your magazine. Why you load them in the first place? And then you hold the gun like for see one for Kokam. I was scared. So these are some of the little things they already see. And then today, because of justice is not being propagated to the civilians then, I watched a video, this guy come out, he go play policeman, somebody just come out with Cotton Chap and I chow!
Salon?
Salon! Hastings, this was like yesterday. Innocent policeman, he no commit no crime, no do nothing. Because you come in policeman and don't commit a crime against civilians, so you are now a target. See, the incident happened at Freetown. Policemen, they actually pulled them close and went to checks.
Then they run away with their uniform because the Okada riders and so don't tell about the police suppression, and they arrest you illegally, all of those things. We don't see police, then they run at a person, Okada, end up go bang on that person, cause problems.
Right front we. None of us are going to be able to. Right front we.
Yeah.
And it bust back on top the bagging.
Mm-hmm. So
basically, these are all the little things they already talk about, not so because of Kamaraimba no more, but we don't highlight so many of them petty stuff they are so countlessly. Just because we want to make people understand, say, then small thing are so, then they lead to the big one they already see so. What they say the police force need for what's how they call it?
Reform.
The reformation of the police force is not from the junior police officers. It's from the top, from the inspector general, all the way come down. Because in self possibly not they interpret the law properly. In self they make threats to civilians there. You can't do that. Because you are the supreme head of the police force. If you make threats, what do you other policemen you do? Because you don't teach them the bad practice of how to police the country in the first place. If you, the head of police, they say, we will manhandle anybody where we found one thing of offending the law. Or we go, you
face the full force.
Full force. What is the full force of the law in Sierra Leone? It's death.
Yeah.
There is nothing other than the full force in Sierra Leone, not to death. Now, kill like for kill you for like to face the full force of the law in Sierra Leone. And guess what? It don't happen. We don't see them time and times continuously. It becomes a norm in society.
And T-Boy, you see, when we get in conversation, we like to reference within people in authority can say as well. And you can take it how you want to take it, but it's a fact, it's out there. Even with president, okay, he was asked by another lawyer, say, what have you done to reform the judiciary? Our president answered, say, well, he not do much na that department they yet. And thank you, and don't remind her now he go pay attention. But he went further to say something. We're very worrying for Sierra Leone. Or when I was in opposition, I did not get justice. And I always say this on this platform, word matters. The words you say. And the people that say certain words goes a long way. If a president says that when I was in opposition, I did not get justice, you're sending a signal to them people and where they deprive other people of justice to say, oh, it's okay. Even Mr. President thinks it's okay. It's not a new problem. I did not get justice when I was in opposition. We're not saying now you let them keep Kamaraimba or now they make them keep other people. But when they say fountain of honor, it means a lot. When they say father of the nation, it means a lot. You have to weigh your words and the implication of them words then they to people. Especially you say something, then it not take how many days. We see so many things the way they happen, we get for do with justice or injustice in the country. We beg you, Mr. President, you swear an oath to protect and serve the people of Sierra Leone according to the Constitution and the laws of the land to the best of your ability. You carry the coat of arms every day, like Femi stated, unity, freedom, and justice. That insignia is there to remind you every day. That's why you're looking at it. It's not just a symbol that you see for bluff with. Remind you and remind every other Sierra Leonean. So if you have said something like that, what would be your independence speech? Would your independence speech will your independence speech include, let's be united as a nation, let's promote peace? I will assure you that everyone will have justice. Would you be able to say those words? And if you even say them, people go believe their word then they. Because like T-Boy say, not to just the way the problem they start, not to from down. Now the top, waiting then show the police then say right for waiting and show them juniors then say them for do. Now then things say right because the person will go for go lay complaint to, they already tell you say, yeah, okay for beat people they go face the full force of the law. So the full force of the law, that man interpret them, in your force of the law is this. They don't train and say, if you feel threatened, shoot person. So in his mind, he don't think say if he threatened, boom, he shoots 2 person for a phone. Then look what thing happen. An innocent police officer, like what T-Boy say, come in go get my watch them thing and they then go chop them. Then they get family. Somebody else don't go react because they don't get trust in the system. We have to be careful as a nation. All right, Femi, go ahead, sir.
Will you wrap up now, eh?
Yeah, we're wrapping up now.
Okay.
Hello, Juma.
Yeah.
Yes, so, this side of the world, where they actually not even this side of the world, the whole world stood still last year this time when George Floyd died. You know, in America, they came out, they protested. We don't know if you go protest in America. Now, England, we went out and protested. Well, I say we, including myself. A lot of my friends, a lot of Sierra Leoneans, them in the UK. In Sierra Leone, we see posts from the First Lady up to now yesterday.
Yes.
He say justice.
No comment from
justice don't take place. Anything else pass a guilty verdict, blah blah blah. No remember the balance where he say it would have been injustice. How many of we they cry for justice where we they sitting and they up in a foreign land, but yet the same people them where things they up in a saloon, they turn a blind eye. That's why up in a salon, you know, realize saying that injustice they take place. Not to just George Floyd. We get them Boku, not to just Kamaraimba. But obviously today we talk about Kamaraimba because as Juma say, he's a big figure in Sierra Leone. He's part of the opposition of the current administration. A lot of the things that we even go and talk against the current administration, now because of the thing there where people them been they think and they not been get the voice for talk. I can always say where you in a position of privilege, that thing there you supposed for do the right thing. Not to do that thing there, but particular thing for do the right thing because boku other man and they we no go get the voice where you get. We no go get the power where you get. We no go get the money where you get. So if God don't give you that opportunity there, you for use them for better mankind. I don't know if he's guilty. I don't know if he's innocent. Not to me position any for talk. But for me, it look like say either way, then we want silence the man. And that's why he's been kept there. And possibly they think that sometimes the evidence not strong enough. So before they can get the case go court and the evidence go fail, they rather keep him until we then see fit, we then think say not to threat again, then they go left him. As I said before, I should say the man financially he's in a worse place than he was before the Olam 10 months ago. I should say some of in family members them, especially women in our family, go question now because of waiting and put in aid. I should say sometimes he go one put property up for him bill, so he get risk for lost property. I should say sometimes in this COVID time, he don't lost 1 or 2 family members. He not go able mourn them. Sometimes outside in a jail safe another year but waiting the happen around the world. Worst case, his reputation, then fena guilty or not guilty, his reputation has been torn. Because elect them fena not guilty, people will always see that case they ain't go by aid. Because nobody know, nobody not been in the room with him and the girl. We don't know what's happening. We not ever know. Past them two and God. But then the worst thing, apart from ill reputation, now all the thousands of followers them of empathy. If that man isn't guilty, una not just don't feel that man, but una don't feel a lot of the Sierra Leone electorate. So again, we'll begin this talk also with the talk about where is the love. We'll get for look at bokuting them before they run and make, and cast seeing them say he's guilty or he's not. Let's allow the system for take in cause, but let we pressure them for make them do so. Shame on civil society in Sierra Leone. Shame on them. Because certain things they will they expect say they will advocate for we know the area. Not to we woke this. This should not be us doing this. Look how far we did. The media houses then a salon safe. No, they touch this. Somebody put on the chat today. They say thank you guys for looking into this because nobody no one touch them. Why is that? We say not this is not politically motivated, but nobody else no one touch them. Let's follow the evidence. Everything they show say there is some form of political or politics they play on this thing. I'm not saying guilty or innocent, but either way, they want keep them silent. And everything we look na salon, you go see Dandy. Because same case there with the all over the place. Other people don't commit the same crime them or don't be accused of committing the same crimes. Other politicians and fumble them, other prominent figures them, but other people them. But yet then choose one of the opposition leader them for make an example of. So you tell me if this is not politically motivated.
Well, soul searching question, and me no one go yonder for talk about the other examples because anyway, that will be for another day. So Tibo, over to you.
Well, I want to say thank you to the viewers and thank you to the contributors and thank you to JJ for making the discussion very interesting. And we appreciate the fact that he made a phone call for we could get the discussion across site. And I also want to say thank you to the people who are on YouTube. We've had a serious conversation. It's been civil. Everybody is highlighting their own points of views of what they think about the case, whether the case has been prejudiced or not, or whether the case don't get injustice, or whether it's a politically motivated case. Everybody have their opinion. But I think most times your opinion not necessarily mean to say right, even with your opinion, what we talk about now. So not necessarily mean to say right at all times, but it's our opinion. So we therefore respect each other's opinion and then sort out some of the things that we really talk about with your opinion and make sure say they're correct. I'm not saying voting people in the same are correct, but again, like I said earlier on, we're tired of people telling us about certain things that we can find out about ourselves. Because if somebody say to you, read the Bible, there's a quotation in the Bible that tells you about justice, about unity, and about freedom for each and every one of us to exercise that and practice it. I'll have to find it. I will have to possibly ask you where in the Bible with that quotation there. And I also the challenge, so many people already tell me about quotations of things that we so possibly like access to. And I have two versions of the biblical books they will get, or the religious book they'll get. I get the English version of the Quran, we get translation, and I get the Bible as well, we get translation. So basically, what thing I do is, even if I talk to religious scholars, Islamic religious scholars, and they make mention of something we are not sure of, I ask you can give me the quotation of that in the Quran? If you know, tell me. Because the Quran, I guess you get two versions. You get the quotation version in Arabic, and then you get the English version. If you tell me, say, na XYZZZ, na the Quran, I say, okay, no problem. And I can't read them. Because you do, this is how we learn. Again, when we go to school, we will get the habit of listening to what we teach them say. When we teach them and say what they want to understand, we write them. We go find the dictionary, we find the meaning. Because next time I use that word day, I know what it means. So we have a specific friend we call dictionary man, because in English and all in a dictionary, it will say actually one sentence with all dictionary vocabularies, we get different meaning. And you never understand nothing we say. So, for that reason, research is one of our primary goals. We need just consider nobody talk about Kuba talk because the video is only for talk, the platform is here to talk. No. Secondly, we work extensively within the Sierra Leone industry. Entertainment, culture, politics, sports, every aspect of it. And we're not just sit down at this part of the world and do more. We go to a salon. We've practiced it. We don't put them into play. We've trained. We've worked with. I don't think there's any institution in Sierra Leone we don't work with. Possibly all the ministries. education, sports, agriculture, finance, judiciary, foreign affairs, office of the president, all. And also, we don't work with almost all the political parties then. So we know them, we know their manifestos, we know their dealings, we know their everything. Because we've worked with them extensively. So we know everything about Sierra Leone in real way. We're not boasting about it. And we need the country not ask for damn government, for damn individuals, for damn politicians. That is not our task. When we say African stories told by Africans, now because we are tired of people telling our narratives. We are tired of people telling us what we are made of. I listened to a post where Yusuf Ujala was telling me this afternoon, and he said to me, T-Boy, food for thought. What do you think? And guess what? The man was talking about black people who never wanted to be free. And he gave specifics for that reason. Again, food for thought. He said, when you are black and you are successful, you have to be the only one that is black and successful. Everything else around you should not be success. Reason for that is because black people don't know how to work in collaboration. Black people don't know how to work in groups and make things work. Black people have the tendency to destroy you if you're successful, to backbite you if you're successful, to sabotage you if you're successful, and to denounce you in such a way that you mean nothing anymore if you are successful. So the fact that we are crying for freedom, we never wanted to be free. Because the thing that is making us free is what we don't have value of. And somebody else said to me a couple of days ago, T-Boy, we will ever remain to be slaves in our lives. And I asked him why. He said, the reason why make the West people and pass we? He said, because everything that they have achieved in life, in their own country, they've done it for free. That's why slavery was in existence. But now, they're not doing it for free per se, comparing it to slavery, but they're doing it for cheap. So if you look at the way things are being produced all over the world, they take their factories to countries that they can pay £1 an hour. Instead of bringing the factories into London, wherein they can pay a minimum wage for 11 or 12 pounds an hour. So a factor is to produce this pen will cost you 30 pence in London, but it will cost you 0.10p in places like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, or Eastern Europe, or some parts in Africa. And one of the only reasons why they're not going to Africa per se is because of the corrupt system that we have in Africa. And one of the specific reasons why we don't have investors coming to Sierra Leone is because of the corrupt system that we have in Sierra Leone. Judiciary is so corrupt that justice cannot be given to an investor who possibly have come in contact with a Sierra Leonean that have duped him, for example, $1 million. That investor will never have justice in Sierra Leone because what he do? The person will be and come in as an investment partner, he don't hold up in $1 million. And then he hang out in a loan for make sure he gets his money back. That person need to use $100,000 of that $1 million. It bribes the one old justice system. If you don't be careful, you will be arrested in Sierra Leone. They will call you say you're a terrorist. They will call you say you're a spy. They will call you say you're a mercenary. And the only way how they will let you go, now for tell you say if you're in this country for the next couple of months, we'll arrest you for X, Y, Z, Z, Z. So it's your choice to stay and be arrested, or you go back to your country. I believe there are so many Sierra Leoneans that will not go to certain parts of the world with this salon right now. There are so many Sierra Leoneans that will not go back to Sierra Leone right now within the other side of the world. Just because the justice system is so destroyed, it has been destroyed for decades and decades and decades to the extreme region that we're not even able for seek justice for a minute thing will not for cost you not even a prison sentence, but just maybe a slap on the wrist for say don't do it again. Warning shot. I've never seen anybody given a warning shot in Sierra Leone for a petty crime or for petty offenses. For example, driving offense in this country, you don't have to go to jail for it. Even if you bang somebody, you kill them, you hardly go to jail, except otherwise. They will say to you, okay, this is an accidental death. Were you intoxicated? If you were drunk, why did you drive? Maybe for that reason you knew you've been influenced by alcohol and you're not supposed to drive. Then they ban you first from driving, and then they now come into the criminal matter of them. If they find you guilty as a criminal case, sometimes they don't kill somebody, they will find you guilty for either manslaughter or something else. That is how the justice system should work. It should be at the beck and call of every citizens of every nation, not specific citizens, not citizens who we think we have to punish for the sake of being punished. Yesterday, we hear a doctor talk say they punish them. As a junior doctor, really talk boku, they send them going to the province Pujong. Just because they feel to say they want for punish him because he talk too much. So they sent him to the province. That's not justice. You can't justify punishment like that to a practitioner where they save lives in a salon. Pujong is very important because guess what? Sometimes now even blessing in disguise and when they send and go Pujong because apparently Pujong have only 3 or 4 doctors.
I mean, 2 doctors then get. So when they punish her, they said that they Pujong lucky then get.
Pujong lucky then get 3 doctors. So it was in the interest of Pujong. When they punish her, they send and go Pujong. Yeah. You see, that's only funny thing there. So they take and make joke, but it's serious. Why not just send the man to Pujong for go work because they believe say if for deliver a service to the people of Pujong, then they just take them for punishment.
Yeah.
So we therefore look at the system very seriously.
You know, remember say Pujong need other doctor, then pass ready for punish person.
No.
Well, not punish, say retaliate.
Right. You can't justify anywhere you want for Colombia.
Retaliation, bully, all that. Man.
So we really get to look at the system and see how we can work alongside the system and make it work. Like I say, we've done a lot of work with bail. Bail system is free, and they say bail is free. Now we go on that bail campaign, we run it in Sierra Leone for like months and months and months and months. So you might tell me say bail is free, if you can't put your oaths as guarantee, if you can't put this, because bail is not free anyway.
What I try for say, now the thing where people and they say, you know, let's assume that he's a flight risk, okay? You know, then the bail condition, I tell you how complex and difficult it be in a salon. If they tell you say bail is free, that's what they're saying, but the bail condition, very rigid in a salon. So for even for you be flight risk force. Not so you they bail yourself for so. You get forget people they go team up for you. And then people they tell them say you forget 1 oath, 2 oaths, and the oaths in value. Not to just also.
Like I was talking right there. You see, like 30 years ago, there were people in Sierra Leone, or 40 years ago, then we wouldn't have been whether we young. People in the salon where they're gonna cut every day, like telling a court clerk. You know what they go cut for?
No.
They are guarantors for bail.
Yeah, self now, so you get, you know, bond bearers, the way they go, they pay them.
They're gonna cover what they sit down.
Yeah, certain percentage where you want for let them bail you, then they come them, facilitate and bail you. Yeah.
So basically,
how you go on away?
Imagine now proper business well legit.
Yeah.
So
but if you run away, sir, who side the person they go?
Well, now first thing they add on this, what I talked a few days ago for a program say, Pastor, it's one on one thing, like you go inside all in the CU. If you can remote control, you don't talk to yourself. So this is not because we make a legit citizen.
Yeah.
You know how much stuff can be done behind the scene that is not legit for like we invade any kind of territory.
Kamaraimba is a political party. Usai Kamaraimba go, let's say waka from Salon to America. He must go border crossing still, even if Mexico go past. Even if he jump the wall, that wall where Donald Trump been built. Where he come they meet border patrol then they. So you know they just enter inside America. If you walk out from Salon to reach America, because now so you will say he gets family, he gets other place. Let's say walk I go to any other African country. What life will he live? We as a leader of a political party, let's say run away, go. You say the man have flight risk. It's easy to just say statements, you know, like that for deprived people, and you know, keep them like that. Come on, man. 10 months. If the man, if he say he commits crime, just like how Femi say, speed up the process, present you evidence. If you find him guilty, you sentence and let go up the number of years. Then that's when they will not put everything to rest. We don't say justice has been served then, whether people agree with them or not. But then that's the situation. That's one. Two, the one way now the alleged victim go say, oh yeah, me say me don't get justice now. This person will take advantage of me, but the law don't find I'm guilty. It don't go. But if na lie, they lie pan am again. Then like out for me say again. Now between them two and God. He left to them, all man in conscience. What you do now this world is critical. If Kamaraimba evade the system, because sometimes if you say a political leader I get power, then they find I'm not guilty. Now, and God in conscience go to kill and say, I took advantage of a young lady or young girl, but me they work as scot-free now because of my power. He will come back and hunt her. As simple as those things. That is all we are saying. You don't take him, you don't arrest him. You don't cry and go to court, you deny a bail force, you don't cry and go parliament. Speed up the process and clear the case file and make an opportunity for another case file. You get thousands of cases the way they rot in right now because you delay the Kamaraimba case. It's not a magic. It's not magic. Anyway.
You want to continue? I don't know.
Yeah, just round up now and Femi say for round up logo.
I think Femi don't clicks this magazine.
Yeah.
Well, I will just say thank you and thank you once more to all the viewers. And thank you to the people who are in the YouTube page and the one in video on the Facebook. Again, your comments has been very influential to what we do, and your comments they really mean a lot to me because we get to go back. We watch them constantly as we go along the program, and sometimes it reflects on certain things in our brainwaves. Sometimes we know they think about, so it jiggles some of the memories they would have lost for some time. But let's stay tuned because next week we'll get a lot of independent style programs that really come. So don't forget to. Sometimes we begin from Monday, but definitely the flow. If you should take an hour for Monday, Tuesday now, table. So now radio, there is a lot coming, and all the promotional stuff then they come out soon for hits on our heart. So now keep the times then free from Tuesday. Don't forget to join us because we're going to be talking about so many different issues. Then remembrance of what we stand for, what we not stand for. Back in the history, back in the days where we'll be young, we'll be the dance to the. So Jonjo and the tough the way some man not believe say we old age and they right now because right now I'm a teenager. Look at family law.
Down all make who then go ban we from football na Guinea.
No, official criminality.
Exactly. How can you take 25, 30 year old like and go to international competition? Go disgrace will like that.
You know that one say like you and worst one before I cut myself off. You know Titi Kamara. Imagine you tell the women of Libya they Titi Kamara. Titi Kamara got signed for was it
Liverpool.
So say Liverpool. Titi Kamara got signed for Liverpool until he's 21.
Yeah.
I put me on me that say, well, let's Titi Kamara 21, bro.
And that's when Titi Kamara will don't be sergeant at the military in Guinea because you know he was a military guy. Now the military team he play for, he was a sergeant.
Titi Kamara. No, the pass Titi Kamara, bro. You tell us small, they Titi Kamara bet so he. Then they come in all Liverpool and say, well, 21.
Yeah.
I don't know how for vex. But anyway, that's the African story. Every African get their age. They get fly age. They get education age. They get football age. They even get young age. The man they go young girl. He get the level.
Very pretty.
And now he tell you age. How old is this look? Anyway, again, I did take.
Yeah.
You got 4 back there. So thank you.
They forget about
someone in Facebook post and they block all the people that went off for saying I right back then. So you see the post there.
Kunku Mutate say Titi Kamara na NGO never grow old. Yeah, you see, you know, we did make this fun, but Usman Conte just to ask another question. Now you don't round up, Timoy?
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know. All right. Usman Conte asked, he said, what about the appeal case for the APC parliamentarians in court? You see, all the other things, you know.
Different discussion.
But you just talk about the same thing about delaying justice for people. Because when you delay justice, then you create problem for all them kinds here. Yeah, over to you, Femi. Yeah, see you want to say something.
You know, but make myself conclude.
No, conclude. I mean, if you say don't conclude, that powerful speech will be.
Then I've been the semi-final.
Yeah, semi-final. Preamble to the conclusion.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so quickly, I'll ask you a question, Juma.
Yes.
So when Major Paulo Bindina cell, I'm not sure, but they not been on talk says on them if they may find guilty, they may for kill him.
Oh yes. Because treason case that usually that's what it is.
Yes.
Not death penalty.
So if you
or they send you life imprisonment.
Okay. So if you think about Andawidi, yeah, a lot of people in the say Kamaraimba guilty, then for through the book at time, they know forget bail. All them so. But he hasn't had his day in court. So imagine all the other Kamaraimba them. Now look at Paulo Conte. If they are the same thing, if Paulo Conte, if the evidence on not show say that man innocent, and so them for don't go kill that man for nothing, or them for don't keep the hold them. Say now for still the wonder why they hold this man. We need to really and truly speed up the case them. Wait ever na the reason why things them so slow na court. We need for go inside and change them. When this current administration come, then send a new direction. So they make Boku people and glady. Say the bad thing we been a bit before, we can't change them. But the way then they go, I'm not sure if this is a new direction or if not old direction or if not direction will go always deepen. But me own last word them. Tibo don't quote the Bible. Me I'm not going to quote the Quran. But I tell you now, that Quran translation, na me buy for Tiboy. Because I tire for make it the life for me no more.
So if they like by you with that quotation.
So I buy Quran translation for him. I go present him during Ramadan 1 year. I say, look, you Ramadan presents. This time me they give you, me as a Christian they give you. So make you go learn them.
And they stop you, they tell me, you not happen.
No, make a done first, then you go intervene later. So
what you do biblical quotation?
No, I know make you stop me.
He quotes me with the Bible, and they quote out the Quran, you not happy for go check.
So that's the way you say I go seek knowledge for you.
So as I've been say, so me say they can done them. I'm not going to done with the Quranic quote, but I can done with the biblical quote.
Okay.
Matthew 7:7. Matthew 7:7. This is what Sarah Jem is trying to do. Matthew 7:7 say, knock. I don't begin from the beginning. Ask, and you shall know. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it will be open unto you. So really and truly, if you look at, we they ask the question, we they provoke the conversation, we they bring the topic then come. We they seek, we they go find the answer. Something not we get the answer, something that we audience get the answer, or something we go bring experts and can we get the answer. And we they knock na the domots because we want change na salon. We dey knock so that Hopefully one day the domots of change go open for we and for we picking them and we picking them. Matthew 7:7.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you as always and on all. But before I round up quickly, I just want to bring something to people's attention. Again, remember the last time that I talked, say, me, I just look at things so they are no whether for follow you or for boycott you. Remember where I tell Nasi the time begin to get doubt on Dr. Abbas Bundu. Now from that in 1997. This new direction where he talk about, step me begin get doubt on this new direction. Why I say this new direction are error? Femi Sote, go know, but T-Boy go know. The arrow on the banner for the new direction, now backward it turn. Say arrow they point you, whose side you supposed for go. The arrow turn beyond. From the day I see that, I remember that, but the first day I see the banana Congo cross roundabout.
That's it, by the roundabout, yes. By
the roundabout. Now say, this new direction is a complete error. Because if you cannot get the banner, the arrow right, you not get the symbol then correctly, how would you do things right?
But you know, say how made them change them, make them pull the banner down?
Yes. We talk about how we profile them, we make a lot of things, and before them go pull her and change them. Because tell the day when I go make the banner, una watch them, una go anger na all the sports them. Imagine how many millions where they don't spend for make them banner then day. But the arrow tongue na the wrong side. Now say no. This direction, na backward direction this. So I'm just one for through that day. Today conversation is about justice delayed, justice denied. The case of Kamaraimba, we say he's been in detention for over 10 months. We still not hearing nothing, and we not believe our court is that crowded for let them keep on that much with able for speed up in trial. More so that you have a special court. There's a special court, a magistrate for deal with sexual abuse and rape cases. So not only normal courts them, and you get a dedicated person where they when I don't walk down the normal for them case then they. So by then time we for don't they reach a conclusion for CC we don't get whether I guilty or not guilty, but keeping him for that long. And I will end them with somebody where Mr. Dugbana also say, let me go back to his statement. He said Kamaraimba is entitled to bail. Even if he's guilty, he's not a flight risk. For him to be kept at Pademba Road against his will is uncalled for. If murder suspects can be bailed and only jailed when found guilty, why kept Kamaraimba without bail? So you see, that's the question, and the same thing they ask. They say the criminal justice system in Sierra Leone needs an overhaul. I think our locally trained lawyers, magistrates, and judges are worse off in dispensing justice. Why Sierra Leone? Why? At 60, they ask that question. They sadly, them people that don't spend time, don't go study for become lawyers and other things, them they want for can do work. But the system, they sets them up for failure from the day one way then they come there. So sadly enough, we will end up we get bad lawyers, then bad justice system where we truly think say it need reform and it needs seriousness, and we need to be honest to ourselves. The law not to magic. It's just a guide. You go listen to two people and presenting their cases. But your conscience, if it's anything outside the book, outside the laws, you do them for punish somebody. God self sabi how they punish you. They know. So I can say some person they don't make. Hey, look, I enable talk. You know, die. God not kill him. It turn mumu enable work. Enable talk in the one place. God na sabi arrest. When God arrest person and a problem. So Lord, take that into consideration. Thank you so much to all we contributors for today's program. And, we appreciate you now as always. Keep the conversation going. We're here next week. It's going to be full on. Like T-Boy say, possibly we'll start broadcast from Monday. But on the 29th, I announce them again because it gets to do with justice system as well. We'll have Amadou Koita, commonly called Comrade Koita. He'll be here to talk to us about the Pademba Road massacre. The reason is April 29th last year, a good number of Sierra Leoneans or people were killed, were massacred in the Sierra Leone prison. And Koita was in prison at the time. So he had agreed to, be with us here on the 29th to relive the experience and tell us about some of those things will happen inside and will happen afterwards. So he'll be with us live. So be there. Then we get exciting program. And the other I'm not going to announce Antona, but it's going to be a firecracker. And of course, on the 27th, T-Boy, you guys need to talk about that. We have Carl Footprints. He's going to be with us. And it's going to be fun, exciting, educative. And we'll talk about Sierra Leone. And we'll all go laugh. We will eat bean chakara, we'll eat rice akara, we'll eat bean and plantain. And waiting as ginger beer, pap.
Fry fish and cassava bread.
Fry fish and cassava bread. Olele. Cherry.
Poyo.
All right, poyo for the one that they drink. Ginger beer, ginger cake, coconut cake, Benny cake, all of that's good in at the show. So join us. All right, stay well. God bless you all and have a good weekend.
Silverstone beats. People killing, people dying, children hurting, hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love?
See this life we live, we all have to give, yeah. Cause all I see is evil, and too much killing of my people, yeah. So let's bless one another, yeah. So let's help one another. I sing again, yeah.
Wait till me, I don't see this kind of thing where they happen. This not to be education opportunity. Now in we need, let we learn for the share, not to attempt for the greed.
You see this life they live, you see what we lose or we know. Stop killing one another. Let's stand together, yeah. Stop playing the hero, looking at each other like was zero. On the block with the sea, money they can make every day pan free, yeah.
R.I.P. They took our boys, they take our joy, This study time we stop now crime. Don't blind bodies like your future.
Stop the stabbing, stop the killing. Let's love one another. Peace.
Where is the
I see fighting every day, I see dying every day. Why don't we help each other and pave the way for a better life, a life that we all deserve? Instead of killing each other, why don't we preserve? So you wanna be a bad man, he's gonna be a badder man. You got a big knife, he's gonna get a bigger knife. Our people suffered for years in chains. Now we turn on each other, cut for gains. For the ones that send the youth to kill themselves, you pretend to be a father figure but only care for yourself. You are nothing but the flesh of the devil. You're evil, low life on another level. Think about the mothers and the pain they go through. You don't care for these kids, they mean nothing to you. But karma only knows the boomerang maneuver. One day the Green Reaper will be your remover.
This little deranged ranting of some sanctimonious food is as poetic verses, ruminate a prophecy given to a sentient dude. So I say it's at ease for you to listen and deduce the wisdom that's gonna liberate and galvanize you. Under the sun ain't nothing new, that for black on black crimes and breaking news. Under the sun ain't nothing new.
You gotta stand up. Stand up for what you believe in, gotta stand up. Stand up for what is right, cause if you got me, then I've got you too. Regardless of what you've been through, even when you're feeling new. Do this if we try. There's no time to waste, no time. Together forever, whatever the weather.
But me heart still not tongue. God don't lift me up, but me heart still not grown. You will never go far if you don't know where you're from. So I don't do it for myself, I'ma do it for the young. Plead to my brothers, let's do it for the youngers. Why spend a bag on a jumper? Back where you're from, people dying with hunger. We people then they suffer. You then I yag, you the bluff, it's copper. You the game need for change, like we not get soft. Where's the love? Where's the love, yo? Where's the love? I said,
where is the love? Little youth, let's take time. Stop all the knife and the gun crime. Think of the future, paint that picture. Get a youth in the future. Peace gonna rain on me. Peace gonna rain on me. Yeah.
Let's stop the violence and come together. Get rid of knives and guns and bombs, let's be together. Pray peace and love, God and hope through storm and weather. See what is going on. Where is love?
Tell me, how do you feel when you see your brothers and sisters lying down the street helplessly? And what will you do if you die today and find yourself in hell?
I want to ask you this. Look inside your eyes and answer me with all the truth. Where you get, whose side the love day?
When I left. Boku man them get nef. If you live by the nef, you go suffer. You know get sense, you know sabi say nef not for butter. Stabbing guys, yeah that's uncool. When it comes to knives, yeah I'm anti. What happened to fighting guys with your hands, G? When you stab a man, it's not one man you stab. Just remember that you stab a whole family.
People killing, people dying, children hurt and hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or you will turn the other cheek. Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love.
There was a king, and this king ruled his kingdom. In his kingdom, air was clean. Yari the cat was the favorite pet to the queen. Yari was upset that this common lizard, Kotoro, would answer back to the queen. Yari.
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately, most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, sexual abuse, or pedophilia, is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence. Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible act.
And you mothers, build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters, and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their men folks.
But now, women are trafficking female children for money. Women are forced to be silent.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children.
It is barbaric, unacceptable.
Let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse,
pedophilia, and domestic violence.
Of all the crimes committed against a person, rape is the one that leaves the person feeling very violated. A rape victim is often left with the feeling that a part of them has been torn apart.
To use another person's body and ignore the soul that resides within is one of the most outstandingly shocking crimes that one person can commit against another.
Some men harass and rape their women.
Some men sexually abuse underage girls.
Some men beat and kill their wives.
Any form of sexual assault is unacceptable.
There must be consent before you act.
Being in a relationship is not consent.
If they are not sober, they can't consent.
Flirting is not a consent. We had sex before is not consent.
Silence is not consent.
Only an informed, sober, freely given, ongoing and enthusiastic yes is consent.
Women should stop dying in silence.
A man does not become a real man by physically dominating a woman. A man becomes a real man by loving, protecting, and respecting the woman.
Real men do not rape or abuse women and children.
Let all real men stand with us. And together, let's say no to child abuse, no to domestic violence, no to all forms of rape, being it spousal rape, intimate partner rape, child sex abuse, statutory rape, date rape, serial rape, and gang rape.
We must rise up against this ugly trend. Justice for one, justice for all.
All sexual assault must stop, and it must stop now.
Hello, my name is Josephine Kamara. I'm the founder of You Can Do It Foundation. You Can Do It Foundation is a charitable organization based in Sierra Leone, West Africa. You Can Do It Foundation has been in existence for the past 2 years. We have been fighting gender-based violence against women and girls within the community. During the past 2 years, we have been offering psychosocial support, counseling, court fee, medical fee, including school items to the survivors of gender-based violence. However, during the lockdown of COVID-19, report received and confirmed that rape cases among a minor has increased tremendously within our community. Because of this, You Can Do It Foundation has secured the land to build an accommodation for the survivors of rape. However, this may almost become impossible without your generous support. We need your help to build this home for the survivors. Your help could be in cash or in kind. If you wish to join us to make a difference in a child's life, please go to our website, which is www.youcandoitcyf.org, or you can go to our GoFundMe page, which is Home of Hope for the survivors of gender-based, or you can contact us with the details at the end of this video. We thank you greatly for your generous support, and thank you once more for making a difference in a child's life.
I was raped multiple times by my aunt's boyfriend when I was 6.
I was repeatedly raped at the age of 8 by a close family member.
I was raped at 19. I didn't speak openly about it because I was ashamed and afraid that people would judge me.
I was raped at age 5 by my caregiver's husband.
On June 17th, 2020, 5-year-old Khadija Sakho, a beautiful little girl from Freetown, Sierra Leone, was repeatedly raped and strangled to death allegedly by her own cousin. Her death shocked the nation. But in truth, in this small West African country, 9 out of 10 girls experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. Think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's 90%. My name is Aisha Sasay. I'm a journalist and activist. I'm joining forces with Idris Elba and other activists from across Sierra Leone to support the survivors of sexual violence with the Survivors Solidarity Fund. Please consider donating whatever you can afford. All monies raised will go to 4 local organizations currently providing free medical and legal services to survivors. 5-year-old Khadija lost her life to sexual violence. That same threat remains for millions of others. So this is also a call for you to use your voice, your power, to draw attention to an enduring culture of rape. Together, we must end it now. My name is Aisha Sasay. I am Khadija Sako.
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 We are Khadija Sako.
We are all Khadija Sako.
To my friend, she was the brightest at our level, even though she was as innocent as the heaven. That did not stop Papa Abu at age 57 to ask for her hand in marriage as she turns 11. Her parents, being naive about this rage, tolerated this marriage, and this destroyed the hopes and dreams of Khadijatu to live like it in Seattle. Instead, she's been used as a tool by an old school. Khadijatu is being used as a bait by her own mate. My friend is being emotionally tortured by this old culture. Old child marriage, it's on the rampage like disease, eating up the fabric of our girl child image, and it's our duty to cage. Let's diverge. Please be obliged. It is now we emerge from this ancient custom at large.
If not for this dreadful event, Khadijatu could have become president, but now she has been trapped in an old man's residence, like a mosquito in a tent. She is vulnerable, but with her age, she is still able to become that virtuous woman of substance, like Madam Patricia Kaba, Madam Dr. Kadi Sise, Madam Sianyamako Oma, Madam Dr. Sylvia O'Blyden, Madam Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Oh yes, without child marriage, our girl child can still turn into Madam Hillary Clinton, Madam Theresa May. Be it as it may, Madam Condoleezza Rice, let's not be hypnotized, but rather stay wise, for this can only be realized if education is being prioritized and child marriage is being criticized. So please, parents, do not relent, as it is apparent that a girl child can become great if only you patiently wait.
Yes, this na term for all Salon people and them party them. Sierra Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Beberebe program then like salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour, and the Gladi program. Look me, I look you. All this they start soon na www.sarahgemmedia.org. Now who's tem these? Somebody.